Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. Also, let me know where you are watching from. We are still celebrating the Knicks becoming NBA Finals champions. Very excited for that. Congratulations to them. I saw that they were on the Today Show as well. They'll be on the late night show as well. They have a ticker tape parade happening here in New York City on Thursday. Lots to be celebratory for. If you saw the video that I posted, look, New York is noisy already. However, that was a whole other thing that I've never seen or experienced before. I could literally see here, there were fireworks going off, sirens, of course, that's usual for New York, but no, this was even more. People honking their horns. It's really nice to see, and I hope that it continues. You know, the World Cup is here in the States as well. Here in New York, New Jersey, they had a game over the weekend. It was Brazil versus Morocco. It ended up being a tie. I got my USA jersey for soccer as well. I'm excited. I'm still waiting on some of my merch though for the Knicks, but I do have my hat on. Y'all see my hat? I think I look good in this blue. Don't you guys think? I think I look good in this blue. So I have a few things that I'm waiting to get here. Hopefully some will get here by Thursday. But either way, it's a Knicks summer. We're going to be acting out and acting a fool here in New York City for the rest of the summer. Speaking of the summer, the end of the summer will be the Kempire After Dark live show, September 25th at the Green Room 42. If you haven't gotten your tickets already, what are you waiting on? Get your tickets today. Head on over to Kempire After Dark live.com/NYC. That again is Kempire After Dark live.com/NYC. Get your tickets today. There are live stream tickets available, meet and greet tickets available, all that good stuff. Let's sell out the show together. It is also Pride Month. So much to celebrate. First of all, shout out to all the Boricuas. Shout out to yesterday was the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And people were still celebrating the Knicks winning the championship. It's Pride Month. You know, it's Pride Month, and as always for Pride Month, we are raising money for the center here in New York City. If you haven't donated, you can check out any of our last videos. If you're watching the replay of this, it'll be located somewhere around this video as well. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. So thank you to YouTube Giving for that. Donate today. We're not even at 2,000, y'all. Our goal is 10,000. Last year, we raised 6,000 plus in 2 weeks. We only have now 2 weeks. So can we raise, look, 8,000, Look, I'm not good for math, look. Anyway, so shout out to all the Boricuas in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Anyway, so happy Pride. Happy Real Housewives of Atlanta recap day. We do this every single week here on the channel, but we don't just talk about housewives here. Over the weekend, I posted 2 new videos, one related to Tyra Banks suing Netflix, and the other one related to Michael Jackson's movie breaking a record, but also what's going on with his daughter, Paris Jackson, and her battle against the estate. So be sure to check out those videos. Mods, if we can post the links to those videos in the live chat, that will be greatly appreciated. Replay crew, you can find it here on the channel. Maybe I'll add it somewhere along here. Yes, and then on Friday is Juneteenth. Go get your Juneteenth merch, y'all. And go get your coffee cup and your Are You Okay merch and stuff like that. Yeah, Juneteenth is on Friday. Come on now. All right. All right. Is that the Philippines flag in the chat, Bing? Shout out to the Philippines. I'd love to go to the Philippines. I want to go everywhere, though. That's me. That's me. All right. Thank you guys so much already for 160 likes. I think someone might have accidentally disliked the video, so double check. I think you might have accidentally disliked the video. Look. Wink, wink, wink. You might have accidentally. That happens, though. That definitely happens. All right. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Miss N. Keezy says, Kemp, Charles and Angela Oakley sat behind me on my flight to Atlanta last night from San Antonio, and they were very lovely. I was just happy that Charles Oakley could be in the building. As you know, he's still banned because of that man, the owners of the Knicks, Nolan, who was there. Did y'all see his speech at the end? I was like, this man is more orange than the president. We're gonna ignore him and support these guys for winning and doing what needed to be done. But it was nice that Charles could at least be there in the building in San Antonio so that he could be celebrated along with the Knicks. So congratulations to him. I'm so happy that Miss Nkiji, you had a good experience in meeting them. All right. Coco says, and leather looking, right? They all gotta look. Anyway. All right. Thank you all for being here. First of all, thank you to whoever sent me. Thank you. I finally checked my. This is like so perfect with the color motif right now in the studio. This elephant with all the different colors on it. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Okay. Thank you for that. Oh, wait, was that you, Angel? Angel, were you the one who sent me that? Congratulations to the class of 2026. I got a couple of pictures of people graduating. Mackenzie. Congratulations on your graduation this year. I'm not going to show you a picture just for, because I didn't get permission to show your picture. Congratulations to, hold on, where's the name? I know the name was here somewhere. Tyler, congratulations to you on being part of class of 2026. Congratulations, y'all. Are these both from Texas? Are you both from Texas? Shout out to Texas, not Texas sending us stuff. Texas, it's okay. Whoa, Texas, it's all right. I know you guys lost the championship, but we won. Y'all know I love y'all, Texas. Come on. Okay. Oh, yes. Come on. Ashley says, as a Delta, I approve this elephant. It's beautiful. You know I love a good elephant, right? Yeah, Angel, you were I remember you saying you were sending something. Thank you, Angel. I love it. It's like a work of art. Let me put this in front of my face so that you guys can actually see it properly. It's like a work of art. Look at that. Thank you for that. Yes, guys, if you want to send me a note or gift, I'll take it all. Send it to the P.O. box. That information is available in the description. You don't have to send it. I like the notes that you guys send me. I love all the little notes that you guys send me. Hold on. Wait, was this the note? Hold on. Oh, wait. Also, I want to thank. Does it say your name on here? Oh, Stacy. Wait, no. That's not Stacy. Hold on. I miss you playing your tiny violin while giving commentary. So here's a new one. And it actually works. Because, a bunch of y'all sent me new ones and they weren't working, which is okay. Okay. I don't know if YouTube will cite me for that song. I miss you playing your tiny violin while giving commentary. So here's a new one. I know you will put it to good use. Lots of love and light. Oh, Tanika from Nashville. What's going on? Tanika, did you come to my Nashville show a couple of summers ago? It's almost 2 summers ago since I was in Nashville. We had a great time. By way of Baltimore, home of big fun. I love your sense of humor. P.S. Hope you do some more live shows this year. No. But I am. New York City. Come to New York. If you're in Nashville, come to New York. I know that's asking for a lot, but come to New York. I mean, hello. New York is the place to be. We're lit. Okay, we're lit. Flew in to see you and Stacey Rush in D.C. Oh, at the Wharf. Oh, so you did come see one of the live shows. So thank you so much, Tanika. Tanika came to DC for my live show, and when Stacey made a surprise appearance. Yeah, and we haven't talked since. All right. All right. All right. I think I've given up people enough time to get into the room to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I thought it was a decent episode. I like seeing, they always talk about sisterhood, and we don't believe it in their interviews and things like that. But last week and this week, I've seen these moments of real sisterhood building amongst these ladies. And I feel like, especially after Angela was talking about her mom, it was the anniversary of her mother's death and how everyone rallied around her. Porsha got her a picture frame. Now, that's the only picture frame I would want. In regards to getting a picture frame, Kiarna. Ooh. Whoa, Kiarna. Okay? That picture frame was beautiful. Honestly, that picture frame looked better than the one that Greg gave to Kiarna. Oh. Okay. That was a beautiful picture of Angela's mom and a beautiful frame. Look, say what you want about Porsha, and we will today. Porsha. Okay, we'll talk. But I thought Porsha has been very lovely to these women. This is what, the second gift I saw her give someone on the cast this season. Like she's in her bag. Like, I got you a little something. She loves a Neiman Marcus. I got you a little something. She's going through it. Sweet Porsha. Very, very sweet. All right, we'll get back to peach juice in a second. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like today's video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Also, you could hear an audio version of our live recaps on the Kempire podcast. Who subscribed? And who subscribed to the Kempire mailing list, Kempire's Inner Circle? It's free. Head on over to thekempire.com/join. Join. We already have over 1,000, almost 1,100 of you that are a part of our mailing list. So you saw the mailing that I sent out last night. You guys are in the know, okay? And you are the first to know about the live show. So you'll be the first to know about whatever else is coming up. Discounts and more. Okay. All right. Oh, T says, I love a Neiman Marcus too. I can't tell you the last time I went to Neiman Marcus. I don't need to go into Neiman Marcus right now. Okay. Not right now. All right. Moving on from there. Let's get into this episode. So we go to Lake Bailey. I have to say, shout out to Cynthia. Cynthia was on Watch What Happens Live last night. Cynthia has been looking good. Cynthia's face card on Watch What Happens Live last night, I was like, Cynthia is about to be 60 years old. 60 years old. She looks great. And I like the fact that she's working with Paris, because Paris has been getting Cynthia together with those fashions. Because, we were like, Cynthia, I know you're getting the friend of check and you probably can't afford all the things. But this season, she brought it. She's bringing it. I'm looking forward to seeing what her reunion will look like. I'm assuming the reunion's filming this week. I'm assuming, right? Five Wisdom says, yes, I joined the Inner Circle. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed last night's newsletter. Thank you. Tanya says, I joined as well. Thank you, guys. Angel says Cynthia's aging backwards. She looks amazing. She looks really, really, really good. So shout out to Cynthia. I liked her look on Watch What Happens Live last night. So Cynthia, as I said to you before, I feel like she's bringing a lot this season, more than they're probably paying her for. If anything, she's bringing more than some of the full-time housewives, like Phaedra. Just saying. But okay, we've digressed. Lake Bailey. Lake Bailey has been in Cynthia's life for how many years now? So Cynthia's not living above her means. She still has her home. It's a beautiful oasis. So she invites a loud Shamia. Shamia is loud. Stop, okay? Shamia is loud, all right? So Shamia comes over. So this is the role that Cynthia is playing this season. Cynthia is playing the role of peacemaker, bringing the women together. That's usually not the role of a friend of. Usually the role of the friend of is to sort of come in and add to the group, add a little snarkiness, add a little, drama. No, she's coming in like the OG, and she's bringing people together naturally. So, and we talked about other people on this cast that have been a veteran of the show doing that, like a Phaedra or a Porsha, and they haven't really been able to do it. They haven't been able to do it. Jay says Kelly's super loud too. That's why they're besties. Right? Hey, Dr. Jen says Lake Bailey is gorgeous. I mean, having any sort of body of water behind your home is always going to be tranquil. I know that's her. And she's a water sign. So you know she loves that. So we're at Lake Bailey because Cynthia has Shamia come over. And clearly, this was an opportunity for Cynthia to kind of get to know what's going on in the group, but also try and mend fences between Shamia and the rest of the group. All right. So Cynthia talks about the people that were not invited to Gerald's birthday party, which we talked about last week. Shamia claims that her issues with Drew is the fact that Drew keeps bringing up Porsha. And they flash back to Drew singing the national anthem, the celebration there. And I'm like, wait, are we missing something here? And it could be. What? Drew, that's why you're mad at Drew? You're not mad at Drew? And again, we don't know if this has been done in like proper sequence. But why aren't you mad at Drew because she called you a lapdog this past week? I don't understand. Now you're mad at Drew because she keeps bringing up Porsha? And look, I can understand Drew bringing up Porsha because that's part of their job on this show. But at the same time, I could also understand Shamia being a little upset about this constantly coming up. But you decided to come back this season. There's an elephant in the room that you and Porsha are refusing to talk about. Like, that's the reality of what's happening, but you guys don't want to give that to us because of sensitivities, because of the mothers. And I understand that completely. Get off the show, okay? Because you're not offering us anything else real. I'm not talking about Shamia. I'm talking about like Porsha and all and that stuff. I think Shamia should get off too, though. Get off the show, because what's really happening between the two of you, you're both not willing to share. And Porsha's giving us to-be moments, and Porsha is not giving us anything real this season. And please understand, when Porsha mentioned dating a guy and a girl at CultureCon, I said it back then when it came out. I said she did that because she's setting us up for her storyline, because I already knew at that particular point when she announced it to the world, I already knew that her storyline was the fact that she's dating a woman. So I already knew. I was like, okay, here she goes. She's slow launching her storyline to the world. And fast forward to June of 2026, we had that being her storyline and her pretending like, I didn't think that the world would have such a big reaction to me, saying a boy and a girl. And she knew exactly what she was doing, mentioning that on that stage. She was soft launching her storyline that no one is convinced of. How many episodes now that we've had with Mike and her, and I don't get any sort of chemistry between the two of them. And look, some might say they just don't have chemistry. No, they don't have on-screen actor chemistry. And that's probably why, never mind. Let me leave it alone. It was definitely giving to-be. It was definitely giving to-be. But anyway, back to this. Let me focus, because I'm going to get back to that. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like today's video. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Shamia claims her issues with Drew is the fact that Drew keeps bringing up Porsha. Cynthia asked why wasn't Porsha invited to Gerald's birthday party? And look, understandably, they've had their issues. However, Porsha did invite her to her home. Simon's home. Porsha's home. Simon's home. Porsha's home. Now Porsha's home. Okay. So Cynthia asked, why wasn't Porsha invited? And Shamia claims, quote, she said, that's too much. She's like, that's too much for now. But we haven't seen that you guys had an issue. You guys seem to be getting along. So Cynthia points out that Shamia was invited to Porsha's, and Shamia invited Dennis to Gerald's party. Shamia claims Dennis has a friendship with Gerald, and the kids have play dates. Yeah, but you also gave them a week advance notice, and you claimed that you didn't want people calling Gerald to spoil the surprise. I don't see Phaedra or Cynthia calling Gerald. I don't even know if they even have his number. I could see Dennis doing it, but Dennis got a week notification. So I'm trying to understand, like, Shamia's a little bit of a liar, right? Don't y'all think, based on what we've seen of Shamia, she's a little bit of a liar. Okay. J.I. says, I love Porsha and her quasi-fake storylines. Tequila? Is that you pronounce it? Tequila says, I like that name. Tequila. Look. Says Shamia is a liar. She's been lying all season and last season. All right. All right. So Cynthia points out that Shamia didn't invite Porsha, but she was invited to Portia's home. And she justifies inviting Dennis by saying that, Dennis has a relationship with Gerald and the kids have play dates. Okay. Shamia says that Simon probably would have been invited if he was in the country. Look, I believe that. I believe that is true. But did Shamia have to say it? Right? Like, Shamia, this was an opportunity to at least keep some level of peace between you and Porsha. But for me, that was like that was shade. And then when I say shade, she didn't have to say it. Clearly, Gerald had a relationship with Simon. Clearly, you were the one to introduce Simon to Porsha, despite him being a married man. But did you have to say it in this moment? Jacob says that is low. Like, you didn't have to say it. I think we all assumed if Simon Gobadi wasn't deported, that he probably would have been invited. Bless says, honestly, it's true, though. We know that, but she didn't have to say it. This is why I talk about her being cringe. She didn't have to say it, especially if that was someone that was once your best friend. You didn't have to say that. She's like, well, hell, if Simon was in the country, he would have been invited. That tells you more and more about who Shamia is. We're discovering it from last season and more this season. That tells you a lot about who Shamia is as a person. And I'm not trying to make excuses for Porsha, because I don't think Portia's the greatest friend either. But pay attention to those little things. She didn't have to say that. She didn't have to say that. Like, understandably, Dennis, they have play dates with the kids. Dennis has been around. She's been friendly with Dennis. Dennis is friends with everybody in Atlanta. I feel bad for the ladies in Atlanta. Shout out to our Atlanta women. I saw what Ralph posted about Drew and the divorce, him celebrating and thanking Dennis for introducing him to his attorney, Precious. Is she Jamaican? Are there Americans named Precious? Just say. I feel like that's a very Jamaican name. Is she Jamaican? Anyway, so then Dennis was in the comments, and I feel bad for the women of Atlanta because this is all y'all got. These same men. I pray for y'all. I should really bring some sort of dating thing down to Atlanta because it's getting weird. It's just getting weird. Like, I feel bad for y'all, especially when we get to Drew and this other man that they brought on the show. We'll get to it. All right. Not she faking. Here go Mr. Melon Magic. Oh, wait a second. Mr. Melon Magic. Is that Kelly? Oh, I just got what that was in his picture. Oh my gosh. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, I'm not going to even say it. Okay. Miss Alice says, help them, Kemp. I feel bad for Atlanta. I mean, I think that's out of my control. I don't know if I can help y'all. Okay. I don't know if I can help y'all. That this is a bad situation. Let me go call Tana because this is a situation down there. If this is what y'all got to choose from, look, Mayday. Do we need to do like a last minute live, like down in Atlanta? If I do, y'all better sell it out. Just saying. Because I'm coming in like Captain Save-A-Ho. All right. Kyla says, facts, Kemp, pray for his child. Honestly, I do. Because I'm just like, is this the same mother fathers that they're recycling? And then there are the ones that haven't even been on reality television yet that are being recycled. I didn't notice it was Kelly. I had to take a closer look, Mr. Melon Magic, because you had the mask, the scary mask on her. And then I was like, wait a second. I know those breasts. Kelly, girl, we'll talk. Girl. Did y'all see that interview with Keke Palmer and Michelle? Keke Palmer is hilarious. She is like my only favorite Virgo right now besides Miss Esquire. Oh my gosh, she's your saving grace, Virgos. Oh no, Beyonce too. Beyonce. All right, let me focus. Can we focus, people? Focus. Come on down. All right. We'll get back to it. We're going to have a good time because this is going to be a long live. I could already tell. Buckle up. Get a snack. All right. Wait a second. Ariana says, random man from Atlanta. Who the F did I marry? Atlanta. DL of Atlanta. Like the signs have always been there. I can't wait for that. Who the F did I marry series comes out with Natasha Rothwell. Shout out to Risa T. So Risa T was just, didn't she just put out a book? Or she's about to put out a book? I'm happy for her. Like, that's one of the rare people from the internet that has become famous because of her story on social media. I'm here for her. I'm here for her. Miss Melon Magic, please behave. Okay. Coco says, I thought it was canceled. What was canceled? Oh, the show? No. The show hasn't even been, I don't even know if it's even being green lit at a network, but she's producing it. It was the other show that Natasha Rothwell did with Hulu that was canceled. That was a different show. Natasha's out here booked and busy. Oh, okay. Renee says, my friend's sister, look, this is how we get in tangents. Renee says, my friend's sister's name is Precious and she's African-American. Are you sure? Are you sure there's no West Indian roots anywhere in there? Are you sure? Just say. Because some of y'all don't even know I'm Jamaican. Just say. All right, focus. Look, as I take a deep sigh, let me focus, y'all, because I will get sidetracked by looking at all the comments, all right? Ooh, okay, let me move on. I'm seeing the comments. Y'all are a mess. Okay, all right, so Cynthia, back at Cynthia's lake house. So she says, Shamia says, if Simon was in the country, I would have invited him. He probably would have been invited. That's what she said. I don't want to change up what she said. So Shamia says her marriage was brought up during that text fight. So you remember the text fight that Shamia mentioned? I think it was in the premiere episode, and then she was just like, mimed what was said in the text message. Y'all remember that? So y'all can't keep going back to the text message and we not see what was said or there was context. But apparently her marriage, Shamia's marriage, was brought up in the text message. What did Porsha say about your marriage? Y'all gonna have to talk about this at the reunion. And if y'all don't talk about this at the reunion, goodbye Porsha and goodbye Shamia. Don't talk about it anymore. Shamia, don't come back. Because I know they're not gonna get rid of Porsha. Don't come back. Because it's always going to be this elephant in the room between you and Porsha that we're not going to be able to talk about. But okay. But Kai, you did not miss a lot. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch. Guys, apparently we look even better in Twitch. We're streaming in 4K, but the quality of the sound and visual on Twitch is supposed to be fantastic. So follow me on Twitch at TheKempire on Twitch. All right. Jacob says it's annoying. Chris says, I need to know. They're not going to tell us. T says Shamia is not a reliable storyteller, but we won't know until they talk about it at the reunion, which is happening this week here in New York. I believe they're filming it here in New York. Miss Alex says, don't come back. It's annoying because they're talking about it, but we have no context. We already know that we don't get context with these reality shows, but you're constantly talking about something in regards to something that we didn't even see. All right. Moving on from there. Watch everyone start in the comment section talking about, my name is Precious and I'm African American. Okay, we learned something new. Y'all stole it from the Jamaicans. Calm down. Calm down. No diaspora wars in the chat, okay? All right. So moving on from there, in regards to their conversation, Shamia says her marriage was brought up during this text fight. She says that Porsha doesn't mean her well or wish her well. So she's done with the fake-ish. So aren't you being fake this entire time, being on this show and interacting with Porsha? Isn't that fake? You were dancing with Porsha at the skate party, which I enjoyed. I'm like, oh, look at the two friends getting along and having a good time. So why wouldn't you invite her to your home? Again, I don't understand why you would go to her home if you're tired of the fake-ish or that what was said in that text message was too far. So why would you go to her house? That doesn't make any sense. All right. But you wanted to film and you knew this was like a group event. This was a premiere event. So you wanted to, I think it's shady. I get it. It's Gerald's party. I get it. She brought up your marriage. However, that didn't stop you from going to her house. Right? Thank you, Angel. Angel says, Kempire, your beard is bearding today. Sorry, another tangent. Well, thank you. I need to shave though. I haven't lined it up or anything today. Oh, Jay, good point. Jay says, was Precious Jamaican in the movie? I don't think so. Oh, look. Oh, maybe her roots were. look, was she in Harlem? All right, but good point, Jay. Good point. Someone go ask. Rodney says, please, Shamia, don't come back. She's the one that keeps bringing Porsha up, then says that she draws the line at talking about Porsha, shaking my head. Good point. Very good point. Oh, hold on. Ariana says, I, part Jamaican, had a Black American cousin named Precious. Look. Okay. Here we go in our tangents. Let's focus, y'all. It's very possible. I think it's the Jamaican influence here in the States. That's when y'all started doing that. Playing with you guys. Wave Key says, I don't know an African American named Precious, but we're discovering some in the chats. What are tangents over here? Let me move on because we have a lot to talk about when it comes to RHOA. Okay. But our friends over at MyFitnessPal is sponsoring today's live recap, and we love it when they're here. A real MyFitnessPal life moment. I was literally on my evening walk this week, and I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I should sync my Apple Watch and my health app to MyFitnessPal. That is just one of the 40 apps that you can sync to MyFitnessPal. As you know, I've been using MyFitnessPal for a while now, but I've been really digging in to the premium features recently. It has taught me so much about calorie deficits, but what I loved the most was the fact that I could track my water intake. I can track literally how many steps I've taken for the day. I can track all of my workouts. Everything is connected in one place in the MyFitnessPal app. Your food, your activity, everything in one place. Because at the end of the day, your nutrition is the foundation for everything. Your energy, your sleep, your recovery. But of course, I've always gotten you a discount. Go to podcast.myfitnesspal.com and use code KEMPIRE, all uppercase, for 15% off premium. Trust me, set it up once and you're good. More information on MyFitnessPal will be available in the description. And we're back. Thanks to MyFitnessPal, guys. Be sure to check that out in the description. We got some more stuff coming from MyFitnessPal here on the channel. I want to say thank you. We had a couple of super chats as well. Johnny, thank you for the super chats. Johnny says, Kemp, you are going to catch you a rich African in that blue. My billionaire? Look, my billionaire. As long as his name is not Simon Gobadia. Oh, yeah, he's not a billionaire. I really do like this blue. But anyway, Amina, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Amina, what is UGX? Where's the UGX? Hold on. Amina says, I haven't made a live in forever. I don't know sports. Happy Knicks winning the gold or something like that. Shout out to LeBron and them or whoever. You were just being funny here. LeBron was not, he's not a Knick. Okay. Shout out to Brunson, Cat, Alvarado. Look at me learning all the names. Okay. Shout out to Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing was there as well. Jacob, thank you so much. Well, Patrick Ewing wasn't playing, sidebar, just for those that might not know the sports. Jacob, thank you for the super chats. Jacob says, Shamia is so insecure in her life. She thought the show would provide validation for her. Also, Kelly is literally homeless, not toothless. Right? Oh my gosh. But sidebar, should her man have been paying $70-something thousand, which we don't believe, because you remember they said she probably did this as a sponsored post. Anyway, should he have been spending $70,000 instead of finding her a place? Because we see her move in this week's episode. Oh, we'll talk about it. Jacob, thank you. Literally, she's homeless but not toothless. You're right. James says, I'm at the point I fast forward Shamia's scenes. Do you guys? I mean, she really has. I mean, of the few people that have a storyline, she does have a storyline. You might not like it, but she does actually have a storyline. Stacey Ann, you got the most West Indian name. Stacey Ann says, my auntie is named Precious. Of course it is. And your name is Stacey Ann. Shireen. Hey, Shireen. Shireen says, to be fair, the other ladies keep bringing up Porsha to Shamia. Well, here's the thing. That's a part of their job. That's a part of being on Housewives. They're trying to stir the pot. I don't blame them. But Shamia could easily shut it down. Porsha and I are good. Porsha and I, you know, we're not best friends anymore, but Porsha and I are good. She keeps getting defensive and then saying slick comments. And remember, I always have to remind you what Porsha said at the reunion. She said that she was hearing things from other people that's not inside this group, that Shamia was saying the same stuff. Chef Lorraine says, went to Porsha's house 2 hours late on purpose as well, Shamia. So she could have her arrival moment? Could be. Or she could just be a late person. Jay says, change the chat to Real Housewives and Precious. Oh my gosh. SK, thank you for remember. SK says, I went to school with a Jamaican Precious. Of course you did. Of course you did. All right. Your finance artist says, Kemp Simon is so tired of you. I just know it. Why is he watching all the way from Dubai? Just saying. Sidebar. You follow me, y'all. Follow me. You mentioned Simon, so I know he's from Nigeria, so I thought about Nigeria. You know we love the sports right now. The World Cup is here in New York. Have you guys seen the Nigerian goalkeeper? Is that what they call it? Goalkeeper? Goalie? There we go. Did y'all see? That's the only reason why I watch the World Cup every year, 4 years, because the players are fine. But did y'all see the Nigerian goalie? How much is he making? I just need to know. Can someone find out how much is he making? Okay. Oh, damn. Wave Key says even your haters watching Kempire. I mean, I've learned that. Okay. Singer DSC says we are following Kemp. Have y'all seen the Nigerian goalkeeper? Damn, Nigeria didn't qualify? So we're not going to see him? Damn. Damn. Look, someone says, no, show us. Hold on. Sidebar. Look, Jay, add Precious, Real Housewives, and Nigerian goalkeeper, or just the World Cup. Please hold. Is it goalie? I'm saying goalkeeper. Hold on. Let me see. Maduka or Okoye? Did I pronounce that correctly? Nigerians in the chat. Damn, Ms. Z says Nigeria's not in the World Cup camp. Well, damn. Well, he's going viral regardless. Look, please hold. Let me find my boo for you guys so you guys can see my boo. And if y'all try to holler at my boo, we gonna fight. Okay? We gonna fight. Maduka. Lovely says goalkeeper. You mean goalie? Yes. Why didn't they qualify? I could have been looking at this man the entire time. Please hold. And I'm gonna have to get him some butter because the skin. Look. Oh, they're rooting for Mexico? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me get this picture for you guys. Please. Oh, dang, he is good looking. Okay. Thank you. Evie? Or Eve. Hold on. Let me show you my boo. Please hold. Okay. Porsha says that Nigeria didn't qualify. Well, damn. Look at my goalie. Look at my goalie. Okay. Look at my goalie. That's my boo. Look, he don't know it yet, but that's my boo. Oh, I'm so sad they didn't qualify. Oh, damn. Y'all see my boo? Okay. The skin looks good here, though. I was looking at another picture. The skin was looking great. Lineup is lined up. Okay. We see you, brother. But y'all didn't qualify. Y'all didn't qualify. But he's still going viral. Shout out to Africa, though, because a few of the different countries that did qualify. No. Look. the fashions that y'all were bringing. Oh wait, I got another picture. One more picture, y'all, and then we get back to our Real Housewives, our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. Okay, hold on. Let me show you one more picture. One more picture. My boo, right? Oh, this is not very clear, but look at my boo. Look at my boo. It's not very clear. Why didn't they qualify? Who they lose to? Damn. Oh wait, hold on. Look at these arms. All right, let me focus. Come on. Come back, everybody. Come back. Ain't got a nice smile. Got some good teeth. Okay, all right. Focus. All right. He is for. Oh, damn, the skin. All right. All right, let's focus. Let's get back to our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. Kaz says that jawline, right? Chris says they are there are quite a few handsome soccer players or football players, as they say internationally. All right. Paige says that man is fine. I know. Probably way too young for all of us in the chat. He's probably like 20 something years old, y'all. Jay says, you sharing him, Kemp? Y'all can have him. He's probably like 20. Okay. All right. Anyway, moving on. Unless y'all tell me he's 30, then I'm like, I might make an exception. Okay. Yes. All right. Sorry to Nigeria. Back to the. Oh, I mean, this is all related because the World Cup is happening here in the United States right now, and I've been watching the games over the weekend. You know, we just had the Knicks win. If you couldn't tell from my hat. Oh, he's 26. Well, damn. I mean, it's legal. All right, let's move on. Hey, Dr. J says a cougar for him. Y'all are a mess. All right. Thank you so much. Are you talking about me? Seda says this shade of orange is cute. Thank you. All right. You know, here go Ariana. I'll date a younger man. I'm 27. You ain't that much younger. I mean, he's not that much younger than you. Five says he is legal. And unless you're just having a good time, then that's one thing. But to have like a serious relationship, like I'm looking for, and get married, no, that's not gonna happen. Here you go, Mr. Melon Magic. Here you go. Oh, there we go. Miss Mello says, Kemp, you can dip your toe in the 20s dating pool. You in your prime sugar daddy era. I'm not trying to be somebody's sugar daddy. I'm trying to be a sugar baby. Because the butter skin products are working. So I can lie about my age. Shut up. All right. Moving on. Let's get back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. We took our little soccer break. Okay. Fine. All right. Where are my notes? Let's get back to this. Damn, we're still in the first scene. Can we focus? So Shamia says that her marriage was brought up during their text fight between her and Porsha. She says that Porsha doesn't mean her well and doesn't wish her well, so she's done with the fake-ish. She says that she then talks about what she's been going through when it comes to the surrogacy, and she only has 1 male embryo left. So Cynthia says, is that why maybe your feelings are being misdirected? Shamia's like, no. She's like, so Cynthia's like, is that why you lighten people up? And she's like, she's lighting them up in return because they're lighting her up. So Cynthia she's trying to give her some advice here, and Shamia is just not taking it. She was like, no, it's not misdirected. I could see where Cynthia could be right, that what she's going through with Gerald and the surrogacy, that's stress. So I can see how that might make you a little bit more testy with the other women. She's saying no. Okay. All right, let's get to the next scene because we've spent way too much time on this scene. K. Michelle with Pinky. So K. Michelle and Pinky meet up. Pinky is about to franchise Slutty Vegan. And she says no black woman has franchised a vegan brand before. I told you this is what I'm excited to see for Pinky, because I know in the beginning of the season, everyone's like, oh my gosh, she lost all her money. She's da-da-da-da-da. And it's very clear we're seeing a full flesh storyline with Pinky. We're seeing her at her bottom, but now we're starting to see as the season, we're only halfway through the season, But we're starting to see a full circle moment where she's like, well, no, now the world is blessing me with all these other opportunities. I went through a lot of stuff, but now it feels like everything's on the up and up. She's got her scripted series. She's franchising her business. I'm excited to see by the end of the season what that will look like for her and what she will bring in regards to the reunion. Like, well, no, she did file for bankruptcy. We did see that. We're going to talk more about that a little bit later on. All right. So Pinky says that it feels like the tables are turning and good things are happening back to back for her. Pinky says her husband could help her with paying off the debts, but she wants to do this on her own. Because remember, she built this business on her own. So K. Michelle says that she's been going through her own stuff as well. And she says these opinions, she's clearly talking about Drew, but she doesn't say Drew's name. These opinions will make you feel like you don't belong. And Pinky's like, well, but you do belong. So here's the thing. Now, and I told you this last week, K. Michelle's going to turn this whole situation of Drew saying maybe you don't belong. She's now going to make that her thing with Drew. Before, it was that Drew was plotting and scheming on her, that Drew was kept on associating her name with black. Now she's got something on Drew after you triggered Drew multiple times and you were poking at Drew. So she's like, people in this group will make you feel like you don't belong. So that's now her thing. Like, oh, she says I don't belong. Honestly, I thought that you would be great for this group, but now I have to agree with Drew. I don't think you belong. I don't think you belong. All right, fine. So, K. Michelle says that, hold on. So K. Michelle says, life is more than a national anthem. Okay. And she said that hopefully if Drew is kinder to people and things like that, she'll get to experience more performances. You are draining, K. Michelle. You are draining when it comes to this. At first, I was sort of like, based on what she was saying in interviews before the seasons even premiered, I was like, what did Drew do? What exactly did Drew say or do during the season that triggered K. Michelle? And now K. Michelle's talking. And, if anything, you're comparing your career to Drew. No one has compared I already said there's no comparison to your music career versus Drew. But now I'm like, I hope Drew gets a hit single. I hope Drew is able to have a huge career in music. Although Drew has been pursuing music for a very long time. She just has never had success in that. She's had success in acting. But you trying to downplay Drew, it's making me want Drew to become successful. And Drew can actually sing. Look. So, life is more than a national anthem. It's just hopefully Drew will get to experience other performances. She then says that Drew put out AI music. She says in her confessional. How do we know she put out AI music? Did Drew put out AI music? I mean, we saw Drew perform live on last week's episode. That definitely wasn't AI or auto-tune. And I know some people that overuse auto-tune. Look. I know some people that overuse auto-tune. But okay. So she was like, you gonna trust somebody that put out AI music? All right. Can someone get to the bottom of her putting out AI music? Jacob says, isn't all music AI to a certain... No. No, it's not. Look, it's not. Auto-tune versus AI is different. But okay. So Shamia... So she then tells this story about her meeting up with Shamia at the club. And Shamia's mom was there. Shamia's mom, Shamia's mom liked to, pray her hands and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, we're starting to understand where Shamia gets Shamia's ways from. And it's her mama. Her mama was in the club. She said her breasts were all up. She's like, I ain't never seen a mama like this before. So she then says that the mama is holding her hand, very much like what happened with Drew, holding her hand, and they were like praying in the club. And K. Michelle says for an hour, Shamia kept on bringing up, because remember, Shamia is connected to not just Candy, but Rashida, to Toya. Toya, you remember Toya? Who all were associated with Memphis, the one that that she was in a relationship with and she accused of abuse, and Rashida and all them were saying, oh, that wasn't true, blah, 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 blah. So Shamia, we have to remember that connection. So she says, she kept on saying in the club, Shamia, there are a lot of people that don't want me to be your friend. There are a lot of people that don't want me to be your friend. And Michelle said it made her really upset that she kept on bringing it up. So she says in her confession, she's like, I don't want to be hearing about any candy coated nights. Candy recently talked about this on social media. Why am I in it? That people keep bringing her name up. Well, we know why you're in it, because Candy's associated with Rashida and Toya. All these people went on her birthday celebration, or have been associated with her for a very long time. So she says that Shamia says, there are a lot of people that don't want me to be your friend, and they probably still don't want you to be their friend, but they understand that you're on this reality show, and that's the only reason why that you're friendly with her. But she probably was keeping her distance from you. She should, because I don't trust Shamia. Okay? Anything that she learns about you, she's going to bring back and tell them. And I'm sure they've already brought back and told her about stuff with you. Did y'all see Mimi did an interview talking about K. Michelle? Because K. Michelle's talked about her first, to be honest with you. And she basically says that K. Michelle's a bully. Look, K. Michelle... It's very clear K. Michelle likes to portray victim, but there's a lot of bully behavior behind the scenes. So K. Michelle has some beef with Shamia because she felt like Shamia kept on bringing up, like, people don't want me to be your friend. People don't want me to be your friend. And then she probably did a twerk in the club. People don't want me to be your friend. Twerk, twerk, twerk. Look. Shot a clown. People don't want me to be your friend. And then she's twerking a little bit more. Twerking. And then after the last 3 songs, she's like, friend, people don't want me to be your friend. She's like, I don't want to hear about no candy coated. All right. So Pinky brings up that she's planning this 80s skate party, and she's inviting everybody, including Drew Yonsei. Okay. Let's move on. Porsha. So Porsha invites Mike over. She has a chef in the kitchen making all this food, and she invites Mike over. The producer's like, why don't you have a doorbell? She was just like, those are steel doors. That doesn't make any sense. You could still put a bell or something at the door. They have bells for all kinds of doors. All right. So she's like, you're gonna have to either call me or knock real hard. All right. So he comes in, and I'm paying attention to their body language because we haven't been convinced of Porsha and this man's relationship at all. Okay. He comes in, and they don't even kiss on the mouth. He sort of like kisses her at the bottom of her mouth. And I don't know why, because if you're acting, you're acting. It doesn't matter. People act all the time. Like, and they kiss on the mouth. There are people that are married that kiss on the mouth and when they're acting. So they can't even do that. You can't kiss her on the mouth even in this moment. Their body language, everything about them is just off to me. It's not convincing at all. So honestly, I've seen Tubi movies that are more convincing. Sorry. So Mike tells the chef, when they get married, he'll have to move in. Mike is here for the gig. And I know he does acting and producing as a part of his full-time work. I know he's been on reality television before. However, I feel like he's here for the job. This is his biggest acting moment ever. Okay? He's on a major network. He's on a major show that gets millions of views. He's like, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to get this gig. Okay. Tanya says a chin kiss. It was a chin kiss. And y'all not going to sit here and tell me, oh, she don't want to mess up her makeup. Then you fix it. Okay? Then you fix it. But if that was your man, you kissing him on the mouth. All right? I'm not even just talking about the kiss. It's the body language too. It's not giving like, oh my gosh. Singer DST says Mike is looking for a place to stay. Oh goodness. Mike makes that comment to the chef. Lauren, in another scene, told Porsha that she needs to multi-date, and Portia's like, I can't do that. That's a lot. She's like, already have 2 people I'm dating, and that's a lot. It's hard for me to multi-date. Who can multi-date? You should multi-date. I really do. Shouldn't put your eggs in one basket. But when you start talking to someone and you're asking all these questions, and like, part of me, that's probably the lazy tourist side part of me, because like, I'm a hard worker. But it's like that part of like, oh my gosh, getting to know, so where are you from? Oh, what do you do? Learning, and then all of a sudden, if you're dating 5 people at the same time, which I have never done, if you're dating 5 people at the same time and you're 40 plus and you can't remember everything, like Porsha, aren't you mixing up people's stories? Didn't you go to school in North Carolina? No, I don't. Who told you I went to school in North Carolina? Oh, that must have been Chris. Ain't your mother dead? What? No, my mama ain't dead. Oh, that might be Michael. Didn't you tell me that you were married before and that you got 3 kids? I ain't got no kids, and I have never been married before. Oh, that was Tyrone. How do y'all keep up? Are y'all taking notes at the end of every date? That's the Virgo, right? Look up the Virgos taking notes. Okay. Way of Q says, Kempire, we need you to get a roster like Drew. I don't believe Drew has a roster. We're going to talk about that man in a second. Okay. Who can do it? Who's currently doing it? We need to do a dating live. We haven't done one in a hot second. And it can't be this week. It's a busy week. It's Juneteenth on Friday. Okay. We outside. Who's multi-dating right now? I want to know. Can y'all tell me? Because how are y'all keeping up with all the stories? I feel like all the stories start meshing like together. Witcher says Witch is outside. Witcher says you definitely do get confused. Meals, birthdays, everything. Miss V says you have to keep a notebook. I got a lot of good notebooks too. But I gotta first start dating. Jay says Jay's dating multiple people. And Jay's trying to take my boo, the Nigerian goalkeeper. Really? You're just selfish. Selfish and greedy. Tears of Joy says, every dude has a nickname and your friends help you keep up with the roster. But I'm talking about like those other details. Yes, look, I have a lot of girlfriends with different names for the different men. That's how I keep up. I have to say, no, I think I could do it. Because if I'm able to keep up with my girlfriends' men's names and their stories, never mind, I could do it. Because I'm able to keep up with their stuff. Maybe if I don't care enough, I'm able to keep up because I'm able to keep up with everyone's individual stories when it comes to my friends and they're multi-men. You know what I mean? Oh, what Stashell says, my brain can't be, quote, remembering hoeing. Lee says, I keep notes of their info in the contact tab. The contact tab ain't that big. All right. Millie says, to be honest, you can start cutting your list based on the ones you like better. Yeah, but usually the ones you like better usually will end up being, let's say, at least 2. And then you're keeping notes on them. Winter says, Kemp, you can't do it. They all annoying. You won't have the patience. You're probably right. I don't have the patience half the time when if someone hits me up on one of these dating apps like, what up, doe? Like, and you're grown and you're not from Detroit. I'm like, not what up? I'm grown. Okay. Do not hit me up on a dating app. What up? That's happened to me more than once. What up? Sir, good afternoon to you too. Where are we going right now? Can we focus? Look, I'm asking y'all to focus and I'm going on these tangents. But this is real talk. Can we have a conversation? Don't hit me up with what up? Are you not from Detroit? If you're from Detroit and you're like, what up, though? I'm going to take that as cute. But if you're not from Detroit and you're like, what up? Not even what up, though. What up? Excuse me, sir. Good afternoon. Okay. No. Jerry says not what up. No. WADUP. One word. One word. Excuse me, sir. Sir, I cannot bring you to my Jamaican mother if you're saying what up. All right. No, and thank you. All right, we've digressed. Can we focus, y'all? All right, we're an hour in. Y'all know I love me some Boll and Branch. They are sponsoring today. They have a summer sale going on right now. Have you noticed that your sheets are slipping off the corners lately? Or maybe your pillows don't feel as supportive. So many people think it's their mattress or they think it's their pillows when it actually has more to do with your sheets. I'm so excited about our friends Boll and Branch being here on the channel again because I've been able to experience their sheets personally over the last several weeks. And I took advantage of their Memorial Day sale. More on that later. But I'm excited for them to be back here on the channel because so many people complain about their sleep patterns and how their sleep is being affected. And they don't realize it probably isn't your mattress. It probably isn't your pillows. It's probably what you're putting on your mattress and your pillows. So that's why I upgraded to our friends over at Boll and Branch. They make everything your bed needs. Their signature organic cotton sheets, pillows, blankets, and comforters are all designed to be breathable, incredibly soft, and get better over time. More importantly, how do your sheets feel after you wash them several times? So most people start with their signature sheets, and a lot of customers buy 2 sets so that they can rotate them. I know that's what I did recently. I've also added their waffle sheet, which I've already washed twice, and still it remains super, super soft and luxurious. So as I mentioned before, I took advantage of their Memorial Day sale. Thank you to all of you that reminded me to make that order that day. Literally got it, not the following day. I ordered it on that Memorial Day. I got it that Wednesday. Can you imagine? What I also loved with their customer service, their local Boll and Branch store reached out to me to help if I wanted to upgrade my bedroom. So the customer service already was top tier. But more importantly, what I also love is that after I washed it several times, it still remains super soft, still super quality. But of course, I don't bring anyone here where I can't get you some sort of discount. Sleep cooler this summer with Boll and Branch during their annual summer event. For a limited time, get 20% off site-wide at bollandbranch.com/Kempire with code Kempire. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com/Kempire. Code Kempire to take 20% off. bollandbranch.com/Kempire. Exclusions apply. More information on Boll and Branch will be available in the description. Thanks, Boll and Branch. We digress so much, y'all, that we have not even finished this scene. Shout out to Boll and Branch. Shout out to Boll and Branch. More information on them and their summer sale will be available in the description. Let's support them. Excuse me. So let's talk about the scene with Mike. So Porsha talks about dating multiple people. That's how we digressed. Okay. Lauren advised her to date multiple people. Porsha says she's not sure if she could do that. Porsha refers to herself as wifey material. I don't date women, so I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Do you consider Porsha, quote, wifey material? What falls under wifey material? Can someone explain to me what is wifey material? Like, I have an idea, but I need to know from you guys. What is wifey material? Do you consider Porsha wifey material? Immediately I said, I never thought of Porsha as wifey material. Yes, she's been married multiple times, but I don't think that makes you wifey material. But okay. Do you guys think that Porsha is wifey material? Okay. So Porsha then brings up Culture Con. So this is where it starts feeling fake to me when it comes to Porsha, because she then brings up what happened at Culture Con here in New York City, where she brought up that he is nice and she is nice. Casually, she brought that up and everyone was like, oh my gosh, Porsha's dating a man and a woman, setting us up for this storyline. As I said at the top of this recap, this is Porsha's way of trying to set up her own storyline. She's trying to pre-produce. And then I'm reminded what Shamia said during their sit down last season, basically calling Porsha out for not being herself on this show. And her saying, I wish the world could see the real Porsha. And Porsha allegedly, she didn't deny it though, allegedly said that they would have to pay me more in order to see that side of myself on camera. And I'm like, what side of yourself on camera? All right. Brenda says she's wife material if you got money. Well, all right. So Porsha brings up what she said at CultureCon, and she's basically setting this situation up. Pay attention to Mike's reaction because he doesn't seem that bothered by what was said. Okay, at CultureCon, she's basically leveraging it. She's like, "So, what did you think about what I said?" Basically, and she jokes in her confessionals that I felt like I was just giving them a shout out. That's where for me it was sort of like, "Oh no, this was a plot that you came up with to come to us with the BS." She's like, "I thought that I was just giving them a shout out." Then she brings up why she's taking it slow with Mike. And she's like, you want kids. He never said yes to that. Did y'all see his face? Go back and rewind the tape. This is why I don't believe that this is real. Because his facial expression was sort of like, because if he was like, yeah, I want children, I think we would have seen that or hear him say that. He just sitting there smiling. He's like, you want children. And then they flash back, I think it was last year, where Porsha met with her doctor. And the doctor was saying that basically she would have to, she would have problems. She would have challenges with having a baby or carrying a baby. So, and she says because he wants children and she has those challenges, it probably wouldn't work. So why are you still seeing this man? So she thanks him for, taking it slow with her. And he's just sitting there like, yeah. Tanya says he's there for the meal. Sponsored by Truly Original. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Ooh, Cassandra says Mike has a living girlfriend. This is so fake. Look. Singer DSC says, yeah, Mike wasn't laughing. He wasn't serious at all. Mike was laughing. He wasn't serious at all. Miss Parker said, hey, Miss Parker. Miss Parker says Porsha is refurbishing the I Want Kids plotline. The Mike had, that Mike had on Ready to Love. Lord have mercy. So he said on Ready to Love that he wanted to have kids and the person wasn't ready or unable to on Ready to Love. Jay says, I thought he didn't want children. No, she's been saying that that's something that's a deal breaker for him. Like he wants kids. So why are you still talking to him? But apparently that's also a deal breaker for Sway. I don't know. Kendra says, I stepped away momentarily. Did we already discuss Cha-Cha looking a mess? No, we're about to though. That mangy dog. Poor, and it's not even Cha-Cha's fault. It's not even Cha-Cha's fault. All right, exactly. Singer DST says Mike is reading a script from a different Tubi movie. You're right. She's on one script. He's on another one. All right. Let me see. BY says Mike just loves to say that. He's just playing his role. Also, he doesn't want kids? Yeah, because he's 40-something years old. If he wanted to have kids, he probably would have had kids by now. All right, let me move on. So we had that scene between Mike and Porsha. All right. Kelly is moving out of her apartment. I think we even covered this story. I'm pretty sure we did. Is this the one that y'all wanted Truly Original to highlight on the show, but I said no because y'all wouldn't pay me? Was this what y'all? Because I know I talked about Kelly in a couple of different videos. I'm just saying. So Kelly's moving out because she's been having issues with her neighbor. So there've been a lot of back and forth between her and this neighbor. It made it to the blogs. So Kelly is now moving out of her neighbor out of her neighborhood because she says that the neighbor is stalking her and her daughter Chloe. So Kelly says that because her publicist is like, you need to be Beyonce to the mess, meaning like not respond. And Kelly says, sometimes I want to be the Cardi B to the BS. I can understand that. I think a lot of us want to be the Cardi B sometimes to the mess. That poor damn dog. That dog is like, help me, climbing her leg, looking a damn mess. That poor dog. So Kelly packs up her stuff. She's heading to this townhouse, and it's Shamia's townhouse. So Shamia apparently bought this townhouse during her marriage, so she must like multiple properties. Look, Shamia and Gerald are smart when it comes to their investments and things like that. So she offers this home to Kelly. Kelly, you're really down bad this season. Between the divorce, the money issues, the closing of this restaurant, you're getting free service. You're getting a free home from your friend. You're getting free legal services from Phaedra. What I tell y'all last week about free. Look, I'm not one of those people, if it's free, it's for me. Especially if it's getting your body done, getting your teeth done, or when it comes to legal advice. I'm willing to pay the money, okay? Unless you really do have a reputation of being the best, okay? But if I'm getting, putting me under the knife, you putting me to sleep, or you're representing me in something that's really legal, I'm willing to pay the money. I don't even want a discount because, and look, in the legal world, pro bono is a thing because some people just can't afford it. However, you just got new teeth for $70-something thousand. I don't believe you paid that. I believe it was a sponsored post. But you're telling us that Jarvis, she's still calling that man Jarvis, y'all. She's still calling that man Jarvis. Get away from me with this, Kelly. Speaking of getting away from me, Kelly, get away from me with this damn pleather soaked grease outfit. Why did production not fix this? What in the grease stains? Clearly her hair is wet, so it's probably from her hair. But the grease stains are all, well, I don't even know if it's from her hair. The grease stains are on her chest, her shoulders, on her arms. That is not a mistake, y'all. That is grease stains. Kelly, people have been dragging you because of the t-shirt, but now they're going to drag you because of the grease stain. Like, you just can't get it right. Like, I'm so like, damn it, Kelly. Damn. You just can't get it right. Like I know Paris, your former stylist who's styling all the other girls, is having a field day right now. Having a field day. I mean, why is this kept Paris? When you were styling her, she didn't look good then either. I'm not gonna put that on you because clearly you know what you're doing. But dang, the grease stains. Like, no one saw on camera. Like, your stylist is not looking at you on camera and saying, you know what? Wait, Kelly, we need to wipe you down. People thought the t-shirt was bad. This is worse. I think this is worse. Y'all don't think this is worse? Not the pepperoni grease. Not Miss Diane was at the place. Miss Diane set you up, girl. She said, I got an outfit for you, baby. I got an outfit for you. And then the pepperoni grease stains are all over her outfit. I am so mad about this. Okay. Sharjay said that's makeup or that's both of their faults, Sharjay. I blame production. Production don't care though. They're going to set you up so that we could talk about it and laugh about it later. How dare you come on camera with this? Really, Kelly? Like, are you in on the joke? Do you like being made fun of? And I'm not even making fun of you. I'm just mad. Like, I want to wipe you down. Okay? Miss Diane set you up. Miss Diane said, I got a dress for you, baby. And she's like, oh, Miss Diane, that's so sweet of you. She puts it on and she's like, I don't look good. And then Miss Diane is there. She's like, she patting her down. This looks so good on you, baby. All right, talk to you later. Miss Diane. Y'all know who Miss Diane is? Porsha's mom with the pepperoni pizza. I'm so upset at this look. There's no reason for her to look this way. Hold on. Let me bring up the other photo because there's another photo, an elongated photo of her. Let me see if I can find it. Please hold. Look, please, and hold. Thank you. Hold on. Where is it? Damn it. I'm going to have to pull it up from my phone. I don't even have my phone here. Damn it. Y'all saw it. Miss Alex says, Kempire, please cease and desist. No, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Where's the fashion police when you need them? Felicia, she was patting her down with pepperoni fingers. Okay. Miss Diane. Damn. Y'all see this, the grease stains? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this was intentional. I'm looking at production. Glenda, I'm looking at you. Okay. Y'all saw this and y'all didn't say, wipe her down. Where was her styling team? Where is her styling? First of all, why do you have a styling team if you can't, you don't have a home? You getting free legal advice? You getting teeth for $70,000? Greased up. Did they, I guess maybe on camera, they didn't see. Ain't nobody else looking in the camera shots? Y'all, no, here's the thing. Even if you're there in person, you're seeing the grease stains. This is lit. Come on. This is lit. Jay says, was she at the freak off? It's definitely giving freak. I would have swore it was Diddy if Diddy wasn't locked up. I would have swore it was Diddy. What in the baby oil is going on? What in the baby oil is going on? Let me see if I can find this other picture. I need to show you guys a long form photo of this situation. Please and hold. As I'm doing that, guys, don't forget to like today's video. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't forget, we have a live show happening in New York City on, when is it? September 25th. There we go. Let me show myself. September 25th at the Green Room 42. Have you gotten your tickets? Who's gotten their tickets already? I know quite a few have gotten the live stream, but if you're in New York City, why haven't you gotten your in-person ticket? Okay, go get your tickets today. Let me see. Hold on. Lord have mercy on this outfit right now. Lord have mercy on this outfit. Please and hold. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. What is going on, y'all? Y'all see this? The grease stains are down the shoulders. But here's the thing. I could have blamed the hair, but the grease stains are down the breasts. Are the grease stains on the actual, like, what is happening? Like, no one looked at you and said, wait, we need to wipe you down. You're filming a show that's seen by millions of people. Really? Not Missy Elliott. Y'all call it the garbage bag? Oh, Lord. Anyways, back to my live show. Go get your tickets today, guys. Ticket information will be available in the description. Head to KempireAfterDarkLive.com/NYC. That's KempireAfterDarkLive.com/NYC. And so you don't miss out on any other breaking news, join our mailing list at TheKempire.com/join. All right? Look, Five Wisdom says stop because I didn't notice until you said this. How could you not notice this? Maybe because y'all fast forwarding through Kelly's scenes. How could y'all not notice the grease stains? And look, as Black people, we get grease stains, but we're also not filming $1 million shows with millions of people watching. Not Nana's grease. J.I. says Nana's it's a chicken grease from Nana's chicken and waffles. D. Pegram says, y'all got me cracking up. We are a mess today, but we're not that much of a mess. Kelly's more of a mess than we are. Please and thank you, Kelly. Kelly, I'm so disappointed in you. Like, what is happening here? I'm so just like, you're making it way too easy for your haters. Okay? You're making it way too easy. We've gone on such a tangent. Anyway, so I have to give it to Shamia being a good friend and giving her this place to stay. And as she's welcoming her into this townhome that she bought during her marriage, that she's got it all laid out with food and stuff like that. I thought that was really, 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 really sweet with her. For her. All right. See, look, K-Rocket says, I do fast forward through her scenes. I don't have the benefit of doing that. I have to sit there. I'm rewinding these scenes and I'm seeing this greased up outfit. Wait, hold on. I did hear, I think this is from Erica Jane, they have to put Vaseline on your body for some of these little outfits, these little, latex outfits. I don't think this is latex, but they have to grease up your body to slip you in it. But your stylists are not wiping you down after. Coco in the combat boots says, yeah, that was nice. It was very nice of Shamia to do this. But no one told Kelly about the grease. Like, y'all see these grease stains? For the people listening on the podcast, so the grease stains are on the shoulders, it's on the neck. And I can understand on the shoulders and the neck because of the hair, because it's giving like wet hair. But it's all over the front of her chest. It's all on her breast, like up under her breasts. Okay? If I squint and if I look down at her legs, and it could be the reflection, but that also looks like it's greased up too. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Patricia says, free place, free legal help. Porsha got too much ammunition for this reunion. The reunion's happening this week, and they keep calling back to the reunion when it comes to Shamia. Shamia, I know you're going to look fantastic, but we shall see how this turns out for you. This is going to be such an important reunion for you. B. Spencer says it's giving budget equals $0. Pretty girl says also she's also heating up under the lights. Look. Look. Guys, we have over 2,000 of you here watching our recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't forget to like today's video. It's an easy free way of supporting the channel as well. Thank you so much for the super chats. Look out for Lauren. Beautiful picture, Lauren. Lauren says, in my candy voice, the lies, the lies, the lies. I saw Kelly all over Atlanta airport on ad for that dental practice promoting her teeth. So Jarvis did not pay for those teeth. Yes, we had someone call in and reveal that literally the week it happened. So... and now more and more you are seeing it. So she got those teeth for free. So Jarvis did not pay for it. Shout out to the cast for that. For those that Porsha, you got ammunition. Point that out. Take a pic. Production. Show the picture. I'm sure she's going to probably say, "Well, no, the teeth were, paid by my man. Miss V, thank you for the super chat. Miss V says, currently pregnant and my husband came to talk to the baby. He said the baby said, I need to stop watching Kempire. First of all, Miss V, congratulations. At this point, she's going to come out singing, here we go now. Here we go now. Not your husband said, the baby said, I need to stop watching Kempire. Let me tell you something, husband. Okay, the babies love Kempire over here. When are you due, Miss V? What kind of way? When is the baby due? I know it's not going to be a Taurus at this particular point. Millie, thank you for the super chat for being a member. Millie says, so Jarvis can fix your teeth, but can't pay your rent or shine and polish your confessional dress. Oh, Jermaine says, Kelly better be mute at the reunion. No, because she's mute, she's going to lose her job. Okay. Just saying. All right. So Kelly moves out. Moving on, Angela and her brother in the park. So you remember Angela lost her mom last year, and she talked about it during the reunion. Very, very sad. Did they ever say how Angela's mom died? Not that it's, important, but I don't think we ever got that detail. Angela is very close to her brother, but she hasn't seen him since her mom passed away. She said her brother also taught her how to fight. Did he teach you how to be shady too? Because you said you could physically fight, but did he teach you how to be shady? Because you can really get into an argument. All right. Oh, Lee says, y'all, there's no Jarvis. Is he AI? That's what that's what the streets are saying. So she said she hasn't seen her brother since her mother passed. Angela talked about how her children have been reacting to the passing of the mom. They miss their mom. They miss seeing her, sitting on the couch and stuff like that. And I said to you guys last year, I think it was special that she was able to film those moments with her mom and make peace with her mom before her passing. And now she can always kind of look back on this show and have her mom be, imprinted on, forever on this show. So that was sweet. So Angela gets really emotional, talking about her mom and says that she feels like it's unfair. She was very close with her mom, to the point, like on a Candy level close. Like, can't nobody talk about my mom. That's how she is when it comes to her mom. And remember, Charles had some issues with the mom too last season. So she said anytime she thinks about her mom, she starts crying. She says, and she in her confessional, she's crying, and she's like, she just finds it to be really unfair. So then her brother's getting an update on Amari and Amari being married. You remember we found that out. We found that out that she had gotten married, but she didn't tell anybody. Her daughter's also a lesbian. I think she's a lesbian. I know she might be bisexual, but don't get me lying. The woman, she married a woman. Okay. Ooh. Look, happy Pride. Don't forget, guys, we're raising money for Pride Month here on the channel. Donate what you can. Check out any of our last couple of videos. 100% of your donation goes to the center. We're not even at 2,000. Our goal is 10,000. There are 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks left to June. Just saying. All right. All right. So, Angela, here's the thing, though, Angela. I got questions. So, Angela says Amari's siblings, her younger siblings, just think Amari's wife is her best friend. They don't know that she got married. Her brother, I have to say, was giving really good advice. He was like, you can't be pampering these kids. You got to arm them with info in this world. So, and honestly, I agree with him, because we have to remember there are kids that are probably watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, or their parents do, and they're seeing Angela's kids on the show, and they know, like, oh, your sister is a lesbian, blah, blah, blah. They probably watching me. Your sister's a lesbian. And the kids are like, what? What are you talking about? What's a lesbian? Like a thespian on Broadway? Nope. Different. Okay. So he says that you got to arm them with information. Angela says it's up to Amari to tell her siblings. Do y'all agree with that? And why hasn't Angela had the conversation? Because remember, people were questioning Angela's allyship to the community with the way that she reacted to her daughter getting married to this woman. But she says that, that she is supportive. She just wishes her daughter would have said something. But my thing is, I don't know. Is it up to Amari to tell her younger siblings? I would think that as the parent, you would want to be the one to introduce this conversation to them along with Amari. You know what I mean? Just so that it's handled properly. But okay. All right. All right. Ashley says, Angela said it had nothing to do with her being a woman, as her wife is her childhood sweetheart on Twitter. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I know what people are saying, Maureen. Maureen says, Kempire, some people on Reddit are saying that Angela might be homophobic. I don't know if I want to say she's homophobic, but I could see where Angela might be uncomfortable with her daughter being gay. I don't want to say she's homophobic, but I'm noticing some things like, why are you going to leave it up to Amari? Or do you think it's better her not saying it to her siblings because you also want to be able to keep it secret? That's what it's giving for me. And that's where it's giving a little homophobic. Not in this Pride Month, because it feels like you're good with her not mentioning it to the other kids. And that's why you're putting it on her to have the conversation. Shireen says, no, I do not agree. Even if Angela's present, they should be told. I think the kids should be told. I think the kids should definitely be told. But should it be the parent or should it be Amari? I feel like Amari would be very like, guys, this is my wife, period. And the kids are like, what? So as the parent, I think that you would want to be very involved in that conversation. And maybe she is later on in the season. Maybe we will see, because they're talking about it now. So maybe there will be a sit-down conversation with the kids. Kids are resilient. Y'all don't even realize these kids are going to school with other kids where their parents are, Steve and Adam, or Monica and Louise. Who are these people? It's so common. It wasn't that common when I was growing up, but nowadays it's very common. It's very, very common. All right. Winter says, yeah, I took this as homophobia, especially that she says partner. Well, maybe that's what Amari refers to it as. But I think we're going to see more of this a little bit later on. Okay. All right. Do y'all think Charles should be the one to tell the kids? No. I don't want to see Charles be the one. Should Charles even be in the room when they do it? Exactly. Tears of Joy says, yep, 2 fathers or 2 moms. This ain't nothing new to the kids, especially now. Like when I was in school, I never saw it. But kids nowadays, they're seeing it so much now. So I don't think it's even that sensitive anymore. Monica and Louise, come on now. All right. Moving on. Guys, if you haven't already, don't forget to join the KEMPIRE podcast. you're going to be able to hear our live recaps and special episodes on the podcast, including Club Kempire. I just dropped an episode like 2 weeks ago. I know. Club Kempire, you're going to get a new episode. Okay. Tears of Joy says, keep Charles away from that. Bob Wisdom says, he'd be so blunt. Nope. Right? Charles should not even be in the room when they had that conversation. Please and thank you. Okay. All right. Let's move on from that scene. So Phaedra's law office. This is a different law office than Phaedra was in before. But we haven't seen Phaedra in this law office in a long time. When was the last time we saw Phaedra at this law office? Do y'all think that Phaedra took on Kelly pro bono because this would solidify her to have some sort of storyline for her to film? It's kind of giving that. You know, like, oh, this would be a great storyline. This is securing filming time for Kelly. This is securing filming time and a story for Phaedra. Now Phaedra can talk about, like, you know, I've been through what you've been through before, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Just say, it's giving like this is mutually beneficial. So I'm going to give you this legal advice for free. Again, I'm not taking legal advice for free. So Phaedra apparently filed documents to clarify the divorce settlement. And she said that she's considering filing more when it comes to child support. She says that she's won multiple cases in her confessional, you know, despite what Cynthia said. Here's the thing. Even if what Cynthia said wasn't true, it was an iconic line. Win a case. Okay? We all laugh. That's why I say when people try to downplay Cynthia and what she's given to this franchise, I'm like, no, Cynthia actually has had some moments that are quotable. She was like, win a case. And it has, and especially when you're going up against a shade assassin, a shade queen like Phaedra. No matter how you feel about Phaedra, you're not going to say that woman isn't shady and isn't clever. I feel like the fact that she was able to come up with that and it still lives on to this day, that people still cite it when they're trying to shade Phaedra. Phaedra's like, I've won cases, okay? Despite what Cynthia wants to say. So then they flash back to the reunion where Cynthia's like, win a case. Miss Alex says, Cynthia has a lot of quotes. I love it. Yeah, like what else is going on? All right. Coochie crack. Cynthia, this is why I say don't, even if they offer you a housewives check, say no, you want to be a friend of, because I feel like that gives you less opportunity for the fans to really come at you. Even though the fans still are going to come at her, I feel like this is a great role for you and you can negotiate this to get a little bit more money. Yes, it's not the housewives check. You're not getting paid what Drew Sidor's getting paid, because y'all saw that. Drew's getting paid like $500,000 for this last season. So I think that Cynthia's probably getting paid somewhere around $300,000. I definitely think she's getting, which is not bad. For 3 months of work and you're a friend of, and you don't have to show up and show too much of your life, and you're able to hawk your businesses, that's a good check. I definitely think Cynthia's getting somewhere in that range. Cynthia, dare I say, Cynthia might be making as much as Drew, because remember, she was on this show for a long time. Just saying. And she talked about this on Watch What Happens Live. She's like, you know, she feels like she doesn't feel different as a friend of, because it's always sort of like been this like, oh, you're just a friend of role. But she says the women don't treat her that way. And she feels like she's still doing everything else that the other women are doing. But I have a feeling she might be making as much as Drew. Because remember, Drew's been on there like, what, 5 years? And she's just starting to make a little bit less than $500,000. And remember, Cynthia had been on the show for a long time. Just saying. Anyway, back to we've digressed, but that's our recaps, okay? That is our recaps. Lisa, it's my dream job. You want to be a friend of on Real Housewives? Lee, aren't you? Ooh. Lee, aren't you in New Jersey? Adela Shea says Cynthia was iconic. She just wasn't as loud as the other girls, but she still hit them. She hit them in the guy and in real time. I mean, in the gut, like in the gut, literally in the gut. Her and Porsha. Blanche Neverho says fire Phaedra and give Cynthia her salary. I have to say she's definitely bringing more, and they put a lot more in her lap this season. All right, moving on because we have a lot to get to. Let me actually drop the call link for our general audience as well. Please end hold, everyone. Please end hold as I do that. And oh, not the general audience. I mean our members. Oops, members, y'all not getting. Members, you're getting the call and link. Live chat. We need to get to at least 1,000 likes. At least 1,000 likes. Shout out to everyone watching on X. Those of you watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all the places. We appreciate. Hey, V was watching on X. I see you now. I lost my where my StreamYard was. All right, so if you are a member of the channel, I am dropping the calling for you guys. We're not getting to the callers just yet, but I'm going to drop it for you guys on the post tab here on YouTube. So let me do that. There we go. Let me get back to my notes. Okay, back to the notes. So Phaedra is giving some legal advice to Kelly. And Kelly says one of the issues of importance that she wants to address is filming with her daughters. So that's something that Phaedra said that she has experience with, and she tells her, I'm going to represent you for free. I'm going to do, because I see what you're going through. I know you're going through a lot. And Kelly is talking about, she don't have money, and she's being sued for $26,000 in credit card debt. She's going through a lot. All right. And the poor Cha-Cha can't continue to look more mangy. Now it's about to look real mangy because all the roots are going to be growing out. Damn poor dog. So Phaedra's partner comes in. Is this normal for, look, I worked at a law firm, and yes, they drank and did all kinds of stuff. But during a meeting, during the daytime, and we didn't just win something, why are we popping bottles? Like, why are we popping? We're just having a meeting. I need both my attorneys to be on the up and up. Why are we drinking already? If they had just won something, then I could be like, okay. But why are we drinking? But okay. So Phaedra's giving an update on what they've been doing. Phaedra says that she's going to represent her for free. Fantastic. Then Kelly says she doesn't plan to get married again. She has no interest in getting married again. Well, I can understand that. I can see her getting married again, though. She is a Pisces, very much like Cynthia. So I could definitely see her getting married again. But I understand it probably wouldn't be very quick. All right, let's get to the scene. We get to Montel Jordan's house. Yes, Montel Jordan, the singer and songwriter. Okay. So apparently Pinky has been friends with them for a long time, and they've been counseling them. Both Montel Jordan and his wife have been counseling them when it comes to their marriage. Even before they got married, they met Montel Jordan and his wife through Notori. Okay. So Montel and his wife, as I said before, have counseled Pinky before she even got married to Derek. So she's talking about, Pinky opens up about being depressed, and she says that she wasn't depressed because she felt like Derek wasn't there for her. Remember, we saw this a few episodes ago and we were like, wait. And then he tried to downplay it in the moment, and he cuts her off. He's like, I don't mean to cut you off, but then he says this in a quote. He said, if I get it, we got it. Basically his way of saying, I'm here to help you. And I guess he felt like that was unwritten. But I think what he needs to, and I'm surprised that this couple that's counseling them didn't say, you need to hear what she's saying. You may have been there. You may have been right by her side. She didn't feel supported, though. And she's literally saying that to you in this moment. I did not feel supported. I was depressed. So she says that she's considering bankruptcy and she doesn't want Derek to bail her out. She also says she doesn't even think that it's fiscally responsible for Derek to bail her out. And we talked about that because my thing is if bankruptcy is there, why would you take actual cash and you qualify for it? Why would you take cash from him if the government will clean the slate for you? I don't think that is fiscally responsible because God only knows. He's also in the same business. Things could happen there. Now the liquid cash that you have, you no longer have. So for me, what stood out in this moment was the fact that he sort of interrupted what she was saying when she was being vulnerable and saying, I was depressed. And it was because she felt like he wasn't there for her. The V-Live says that Derek irks me. All right. Jay says, bring back Britt Edie. What? Excuse you? Rosie on Twitch says that Derek likes to cut her off while she is speaking, which is not cute. I'm surprised that you're going to this couple, but again, I don't think Montel Jordan and his wife are professionals. I think because they've been married a long time, very much like we've seen this countless times on Real Housewives, where these couples that have been married for a long time, which is great and it's a lot of experience. But I feel like in that moment when you're talking about depression and not being heard and seen, this is not a space for you to justify it. This is a space for you to listen and actually hear that. This is my psychology degree activated. This is an opportunity for you to actually hear your wife say, although you were there, I didn't feel like you were there to support me. I didn't feel supported despite you literally being there. All right. All right. Andre says Pinky Cole threw her husband under the bus. She sells cheesesteak and make money, not bankruptcy. Huh? Andre, what? Oh, wait a minute. Elizabeth says Britt Edie's husband and Pinky's husband have the same energy. Please explain. Unapologetically B says Pinky keeps keeping us on our toes with the celeb cameos. I wonder who we'll see next episode. She already mentioned the amount of people that she brought on the show, like Maury, Notori, Montel. I think she also said Ricky Smiley as well. Yeah, she's down there. I mean, if you don't know who Pinky Cole is, then you probably wouldn't think that she knows all these people. But she's well established, you know, in these Atlanta streets. Okay. P-Dub says Montel is a pastor now, Kempire. That's all well and good, but a pastor does not make you a therapist. Okay. Yes. You have some experience, but does he have a degree in therapy? I'm not saying that he can't give advice, because clearly if you've been married a long time, you can definitely offer something. But I feel like in that moment when we're talking about something clinical like depression, that's an expertise that you do not have. And again, in that moment, I don't feel like they addressed it the way I think that it should have been addressed when someone's saying that they were depressed. But that's me. All right. And I'm not saying therapists, I'm not saying that pastors can't counsel. Of course they can. But if we're talking about something clinical, just saying. Elle says Montel looks great for it. He does. He looks amazing. He looks great. Okay. All right. Tyree says Shamia works for Ricky Smiley as well. She ain't never brought him on, though. Here go review caps. Kempire's boo is so fine. Y'all better get off my boo. Get off my boo right now. Where's my boo? Hold on. Okay. He didn't make it to the World Cup, though. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's move on from there. Was there anything else? So Pinky says that she is used to being independent, and Derek doesn't need to strain himself to bail her out. So she's so used to taking care of things herself. Remember, she built this brand on her own. So she still sort of has that mentality. But when you get married and you have a partner, that's something different. There is a level of like, that's why your partner's there. And that's where I have to agree with Montel and his wife and what they were counseling on when it comes to their marriage. You have a partner now. So yes, especially when you get married later in life too, it's kind of hard to be like, especially when you've been independent and you built this all on your own and you're used to being the only one and the boss, then I can understand why she's not used to pulling him in regards to this. Elle says call, I'm not going to say DR period. Call Cheyenne Bryant. No, thank you. Tyree says, what's the soccer player's name? No, I'm not telling you now. Because y'all all going to be in his DMs when he is married. Where's my ring? Look, where's my ring? All right. Exactly. Green Girl says there's a difference between counseling and therapy. And I hope Pinky went to a therapist as well because she's talking about being depressed. All right. Let's move on from there, guys. Okay, so we then have this scene with Portia and Phaedra in the car. So they're meeting up to go to Drew's house. So in the car, Phaedra brings up Portia's announcement at CultureCon about being a lesbian. So, well, no, come on. She did not say she was a lesbian. I'm sorry. About dating a man and a woman. She has not. She's Portia sexual, right? So I don't know what she considers herself. All right. I don't know what she considers herself. So she brings that up. Phaedra says, why is everyone trying to make Portia extra gay? She's running through Midtown with the pride flag right now. Then she jokes. She's like, in Atlanta, everybody loves surf and turf, meaning, I guess, men and women. Okay. Portia says that it has to be awkward for Mike and Sway because they're not public figures. And well, isn't Mike a public figure? Is Sway technically maybe? I don't know. But Mike's been on reality television, so technically he's a public figure. So she says that this is not their world. This is her world, and blah blah blah. And I'm just thinking to myself, y'all really did all of this to set us up to this to be your storyline. Like, what's really going on in Portia's life? Because we have to remember she was going through her divorce and everything like that. And yes, it's been talked about a little bit, but I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, there's probably so much more real stuff happening with Portia, but she's decided to give us these to-be moments this season. I could have did, honestly, if anything, I know a lot of this episode was about Portia. Part of me sort of like, I would rate this episode lower because of these to-be moments with Portia and this storyline. How would you guys rate this week's episode? I enjoyed last week's episode probably more than this week's episode, to be honest. Just because I was like, all these little moments with Portia and these to-be moments, I'm just like, okay. Yet Sway's been a part of the same skits that Mike has been. So she's a public figure too. OMG. All right. So they're talking about that. Portia says that it was, and this is where it also convinced me that this was just a production moment. Portia's like this in confession. It was really just like a classic Portia moment. Oh, so this was a scheme that you set up. Her referring to this as a classic Portia moment. I was like, I'm not falling for this. I am not falling for this, Portia. So the women arrive at Drew's home. Look, Drew with Ralph in the basement. I love when they pan to the basement when they're talking about Ralph. So Phaedra jokes that she invited K. Michelle, and Drew was like, one thing you gotta give Drew credit. Drew also has given us some to-be moments with these men on the season. However, she's come a long way when it comes to defending herself and being a housewife. But she also knows how to host. She knows she's got that same black woman chef came up in there and she's cutting the food look good. So, and when you go to Drew's home, you're going to be fed to the point where they're like eating and they're trying to talk because the food looked good. Right? Didn't that food look good? So she's hosting the ladies. Phaedra says, everybody says that Notori is like my twin. Cynthia's like, are we talking about old Phaedra or 2026 Phaedra? And then editors bring up both versions. I could kind of see, look, if I squint my eyes like Phaedra and I've been drinking, look, and someone hit me upside my head, look, I can see it. Look, as I close my eyes and I can't even see y'all no more. I can see Notori and Phaedra. They're both tiny and petite. I can't see it. All right, fine. I don't see it. Okay. So Angela says that Notori must need a check. Because the only person that she can see playing Pinky is Mr. Clean. OMG. Angela never changed. Okay. So Drew says that Shamia wanted to talk about Portia. And everyone's like, why is everyone talking about me? But it's giving Portia. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, did Shamia bring up Portia? And then he flashed back to the event, the Star Spangled National Anthem event, or it's event, as Tisha likes to say on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I didn't recall, but then he flashed back and she's like, here's the thing. Shamia keeps blaming Drew for constantly bringing up Portia. So Drew, interestingly enough, says that Shamia brought up, wanted to talk about Porsha. The way she said it was sort of like, wait, and maybe you are instigating something between Porsha and Shamia, but fine. So that's when Cynthia says, well, I have some information I need to talk about as well. Cynthia's working overtime. Cynthia says, let's talk about this text message between you and Shamia. And Portia's like, I'm not going to be talking about something that was done in private. This is reminding me of what Shamia said about Porsha. We're not going to get the real Porsha. Okay? So Portia's like, I'm not going to talk about that text message you're saying. Now I really want to know what happened in the text message. Because Porsha said it happened in private. But you're on a reality show with your ex-best friend, and there's an elephant in the room, literally in my room. There's an elephant in the room, and we're not talking about it. She said, I'm not talking about something that was done in private. But you both are on a reality show. It'd be different if we were talking about someone that, like one of her friends that wasn't on this show. But we're talking about someone else that's on this show. And I get it with the other housewives. They're probably bringing Porsha and Shamia up in their beef because they're like, this is not fair. We're supposed to bring all of our stuff on the show. And these two literally have something that's looming and they're not talking about it. But they're alluding to it. But they're not talking about it. Okay. V. Spencer says Porsha is playing the game. She's leaving it to Shamia to put it out there. Well, Shamia already started this week. Okay. Jermaine says, I know. Why are we hiding what's on the text? Because I think it got real nasty. I do believe that the text probably got real nasty. Not as nasty as this confessional look from Kelly. Not as nasty as this confessional look from Kelly, but it got down and greasy. I do believe it got down and greasy. Maybe we will find out, but we shall see. Okay. I said what I said. Says, but Kempire, who gives 100% at their job? Porsha is right. Well, no, you're right. They don't necessarily give 100%, but I could see how the other cast could get annoyed that there's this big story that's looming and these two women are refusing to talk about it. They're both on the show as full-time housewives and probably getting paid more than others. Tequila says nobody brings all their stuff to these shows. Yeah, but they don't have anything. Porsha doesn't have anything when it comes to her storyline. Y'all, we just talked about in this episode alone, Porsha's storyline, and we're all like, this is not even real. So the one real thing that you have for us to talk about, we're not talking about? Ain't nobody, look, let's call a thing a thing. Ain't nobody believe this relationship between her and Mike, and we barely believe it about her and Sway. Okay? They just have better on-screen chemistry than her and Mike. And then that to be seen that we get at the end of this episode with that unkempt man. What the hell? Why are you on camera like this? Like, I feel like it's insulting to our eyes. Why are you looking like this with the grill and the like? What? Why are you looking like this? What's wrong with you, Dennis? Like, you can't talk to anybody in the comment section looking like this season. Get away from us. And the thing is, too, Porsha is the highest paid on this cast, and she's offering the least. You know who should be mad? Cynthia. Cynthia should be mad. She's carrying these women, getting involved in all this stuff, hosting events, and hosting a trip. And Porsha's getting paid way more than she is, probably triple more than she is, and not really doing anything. I'd be pissed. Look, I would be pissed. But okay. Cynthia, don't be pissed. I get it. You're playing the long game, girl. You're playing the long game. Okay? Sonia, we get it. I'm gonna be arguing with y'all. Sonia says, just because you're on a reality show doesn't mean you share everything, especially if it's hurtful. Plus, Angela, Drew, and Kelly are not their real friends yet. Here's the thing. I'm not saying they need to share everything, but what they're sharing is not even real, and it's not even convincing to the show. So if you shared one real thing, at least with Shamia, she's sharing one real thing with her life, and that is the surrogacy journey that she's going through. Porsha, who's getting paid more than anyone on this show, is not sharing diddly squat. I don't believe none of what we're seeing when it comes to Porsha and this storyline season. And this episode was a clear example of that. And then she comes up, if anything, Porsha, though, you should get a movie out of this. Those tears were tearing. Just saying. All right. All right, let's move on. So they talk about that at this thing. Drew recalls, hold on, let me go back. So Cynthia brings up the text message. Porsha says that she isn't discussing in private text. Drew recalls the dinner or whatever, the meetup that she had with Shamia and K. Michelle last week. And she basically points out, like, I went there and Shamia was being K. Michelle's lapdog. That, I don't even want to revisit that because we talked about that endlessly last week when it comes to what happened between Drew and Shamia and K. Michelle. If anything, what stood out to me is that Drew was able to meet up with her ops, clear them, literally they're running away, and then trying to act like they did something. They did nothing. Y'all ran away from Drew Sidora. It was two of y'all, and y'all ran away. And Mr. Melly Mac says, I do think in all seriousness that she's still holding on hurt from Dennis. Conveniently. Like, I don't think so. I really don't. Maybe on one level, like if I'm going to say there is a percentage and that's what she taps into, so to bring up the tears, you know, like if you're an actor, right, actors, if you're an actor, in order to start crying and get emotional, you have to kind of go back to those moments in your life that will cause you tears. So I think that's where she went to. Do I think she wants to get with Dennis? No. She keeps hearing you guys say on social media that you guys want to see them come back together. So she's like, you know what? That's going to be a storyline. I don't think she wants to get back with Dennis. I think Dennis, because he's the father of her children, he agrees to film to give her more weight to her storyline. I don't believe it. I said what I said. Okay. Oh, Blanche says you get fake or /forced storylines when you don't switch the housewives out every 5 years. You know what I said to myself watching everything that's playing out with Porsha? I said Porsha is the Kyle Richards of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The only difference, Porsha at least was smart enough to leave the show to give the fans a break and to miss her. I think if Porsha doesn't take another break and she continues this on for the next how many seasons, people are going to turn on Porsha. Even people that love Porsha, they're going to be like, I'm tired of Porsha and these fake storylines. People are like that now. And I feel like that's what's happened with Kyle Richards over there in Beverly Hills. We haven't had a point to miss Kyle on the show. We did get a little bit of like, oh, we haven't seen Porsha in a long time, so we weren't mad that she came back. But she came back and she's giving us what? All right. All right. Let's move on. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We're almost at 900 likes, but once we get to 1,000 likes, I will drop the call link for the general audience. And be sure to check out our sponsors in the description, guys. You got a lot of discounts going on. Shout out to our friends over at MyFitnessPal. And those of you in regards to Bowl and Branch, they're giving you a discount too as well. Let me go back down here. Let me bring this up. All right. Please and thank you. Hold on, y'all. There we go. Boom. There we go. All right. Moving on, because we are going to get to callers in just a second. I need to go to the skate party. So Pinky hosts this 80s skate party. I thought this was such a fun moment in this episode. We needed this sort of to kind of balance out all the drama that these women are going through. What stood out to me was seeing the women come together for Angela. Angela said, y'all gonna stop talking about me and my 11 shoe. She said, I am not the only woman in Atlanta with an 11 shoe, but why did you bring your own skates? She's like, is that what they're saying? She says in her confessional, is that what they're saying? Who had the best outfit? You know who did not have the best outfit? Kelly, first of all, wait, that's not Kelly. Kelly, first of all, this confessional look. Okay. Kelly, everyone else understood the assignment. I have to say, probably my favorite look was Shamia's because she was being Shamia, cringy, but funny at the same time. And it was leaning into like a funny, costumey throwback of the 80s. Everyone understood the assignment. I have to say, do I have the picture here? I don't know if I have the picture here. No, I don't have the picture here. I wanted to show you guys a picture of the group, a group shot. I thought I had the picture though. It was a nice little group shot of the girls. I have to say, Phaedra looked really good. Drew looked really good. All of them looked really good. Porsha looked really good. Shamia looked really good. They understood the assignment of 80s skate, okay? When Kelly came out, I was like, she just doesn't get it. It's just giving Hoochie Mama. It didn't give me 80s anything. It was just giving Hoochie Mama. She got her butt all hanging out. She's got these things on over her knees. I'm like, what is this outfit? All right. SD says, Drew's outfit was cute. I didn't like Phaedra's. I mean, I didn't mind Phaedra's. Phaedra's hair and makeup really stood out to me. Like the big hair and things like that. Coco says Kelly is tacky through and through. All right. Sexy Brown Bone says Kay and Phaedra can't skate. We saw that. It was a fun scene though. So after they were trying to skate and they couldn't, they were having a good time outside and they were dancing and having a good time. Phaedra, I was very impressed how you went down to your knees and came right back on up. Jennifer Williams, I can't say the same. Y'all saw that video of Jennifer at the club? For Basketball Wives? So them all, including, you literally see Shamia and Drew dancing together. Then you see Porsha and Shamia dancing together. And I was like, this is what I like to see, despite their issues. But then it also kind of made me like, do you guys really have an issue? Because you're able to get along and have a good time. But maybe they don't. So I thought that was really interesting. Tequila says, Kemp, you know Kelly is struggling. Then this should be easy. It doesn't take a lot to do like an 80s look. She didn't have to spend a lot of money on anything, but she probably spent a whole lot of money on that to look tacky. It looked so bad. Like I was like, Kelly, come on, you can just never get it. And then in the same week, you give us this Miss Diane pepperoni pizza dress with the grease stains all over your chest and your neck and your hands and your thighs. Like, really? Come on. Do better. What is going on? Just can't get it right. Can't get it right. All right. T says Jennifer Williams was so cringy. She got down to her knees, though. Blackatarian says fake beefs. I don't know. Singer DSC says, I liked seeing them dancing. Yeah, it seemed like they were really getting along. And as I said before, they always talk about sisterhood. I have to say, this is like the first season. And I'm not talking about like the early years. I'm talking about like the last couple of seasons where they're like, oh my God, it's sisterhood this season. I have to say this season, I'm feeling more sisterhood than anything. Speaking of sisterhood, I thought it was so sweet of Porsha getting this framed picture of Angela's mom. They flashed back to Drew getting flowers for Angela. Apparently Phaedra did something for Angela as well. We saw in this moment this big bouquet that Pinky brought for Angela. They all really showed up. They really showed up for her, and I thought it was really, really beautiful. But that picture frame, you know, we talked about a picture frame on Real Housewives of Potomac with Kiarna. Now, that was a picture frame. Damn it, Greg, your picture frame even wasn't that great. Wasn't that a beautiful picture frame? And it was a big one, too. Damn, Kiarna, your picture frame wasn't even that big. It was a big, beautiful picture frame, and it had a beautiful picture of Angela's mom in it. Right? Coco says that frame was opulent, right? She said, I loved it, right? Five Wisdom says, I love that. It was a beautiful picture frame. It was so like, yeah. Shout out to you, Porsha. I thought that was really thoughtful and beautiful. And it really got Angela emotional. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's really beautiful. Okay. Fruit and Things says, Kempire, do you think Eva is coming back to RHOA next season? No, I don't think so. Not if she's not willing to talk about everything. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. They are currently casting. Literally. I know Cynthia confirmed that. I saw on Instagram that they posted about casting for RHOA. This is normal. Doesn't mean that these women aren't coming back. But I could definitely see some people not coming back. It'll be interesting. I don't think Phaedra's not coming back. I know some people like Phaedra doesn't need to come back. I think she has a good relationship with the network. I don't see them doing that. Zach Blackatarian says, damn, Kiarna's picture frame wasn't even that big. Right? And it couldn't even be a picture of both of them in it. You know what I mean? That would have been a perfect opportunity for Greg to put a picture of both of them in it. And then, as she's opening that up, propose. She still hasn't gotten a proposal. Not that we would care. Just say. All right, let's get to. So they're dancing. They're having a good time. Real fun scene. All right. We even get to see them skating, and we're seeing some of them skating. I didn't know when you go to the skating rink they have those little helpers for you. Okay. Was it an 8x10? It looked bigger than an 8x10, but maybe it wasn't 8x10. Chef Lorraine says Kiarna's 5x7 as opposed to an 8x10 picture frame from Porsha. Maybe it was an 8x10. Guys, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Thank you so much. You'll find us. Auntie, thank you for the super chat and for being a member, says, I think those texts will expose both of their true characters and dig up some skeletons neither one addressed. I definitely feel like we should know more. I agree. And that's why they probably both agree not to share. Clara says, I believe Cynthia will be full-time next season. I think she wants to be full-time next season, but I think she has a good gig. Cynthia, if they're willing to pay you as much as they're paying Drew, not to saying that's fact, but I feel like she's probably making damn near close. I don't think that you should do it. Nope, I don't think you should do it at all. Because now you're going to have to bring Prince on the show. I don't think you should do it. I think it will ruin your relationship, and I know you value your relationship more than reality television. What's going on, Mary? Mary says, hi. OMG, missed it here. Haven't been to a live session in months. The community is always tea. Thank you. We appreciate that. Yes, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you should get subscribed. Subscribe today. I have dropped the call link for the not general audience, for the members that are in the audience. General audience, once we get to 1,000 likes, I'll drop the call-in link for you guys as well. Not the cookie lady. Kempire, the way you said beautiful was very reminiscent of Tanya and the cookie lady. How's Tanya doing after she ran to Canada after the bolo of it all? They do look like, unapologetically B says, those skating rink helpers look like old lady walkers. I enjoyed the sisterly love this episode. Right? So, okay, I wasn't the only one that felt this way. T says, I think Cynthia is better as a friend. I agree 100%. All right. And replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on anything that we've talked about, even including our sidebars and our tangents. Okay. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. All right. Millie, I don't think Tanya's with that guy anymore. I think they broke up a while ago. Remember they were engaged for a while too? Did they ever get married? I don't think so. All right. Let's move on. Let's get to the scene. So Porsha ends this episode. Dennis comes over. Dennis is walking through the house and he sees more roses that Porsha bought for herself. Okay. He says, oh, boy, working overtime. Okay. Dennis then brings up what he's seeing in the blogs in regards to Porsha at CultureCon. You see what they're talking. Porsha knew what she was doing. He brings up the blogs talking about what's happening at what she said at CultureCon. Dennis says that Porsha is confusing their daughter. Porsha says that PJ hasn't met any of these people. She says so apparently Porsha had asked for her ring back a while ago, like around Christmas, not recently, before she got with Simon. Shortly thereafter, Porsha got with Simon and she was engaged to Simon like May. So basically what he's saying, in December of that the previous year, she had asked him to bring the ring back, their engagement ring. So he brings this up. I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? Okay. So he says, oh, and then I see you were engaged to this other man. Dennis says that he waited he waited a long time for this thing to be done with Simon because he knew it wasn't going to work. And she's like, you shouldn't be, having a countdown when it comes to my relationships. I think Dennis, very much like the rest of us, knew that this situation with Simon wasn't going to work. So, so then they flash back to the different moments between Porsha and Dennis over the years when it comes to their relationship, when they got engaged, when he gave her the ring the first time, when he put the ring back on her. This is on 2020. This is 6 years ago. So they flash back to that. Dennis brings the ring back. We saw it in his hand when he came into the house. Okay. He brings the ring back and says that he waited around. He can't do anything with this. So he's bringing the ring back. Porsha starts crying. She says, how dare you bring the ring back? So she's triggered. Porsha is triggered by him bringing the ring back. This is giving 2B, but worse. Okay. So Porsha says, she starts flipping out on Dennis. She's like, you're not the drama, you're the trauma. You're not the drama. This is why, shout out to all the real writers of scripts out there. This is why you need writers. Okay. She's like, you're not the drama, you're the trauma. So she's really upset that he brought, like, why would you bring this ring here? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. He's like, I don't know what to do. Didn't she say that he has a woman? Why are you bringing, like, are you trying to get back with her? Here's the thing. Only a small percentage of me believes that this is real because I looked at Dennis and it looked like Dennis was tearing up. Anyone else? Did y'all notice that it looked like he was, and yes, I know it's hard for you to look at Dennis because he looked like, I don't know what he looked. He looked like Cha-Cha, mangy. That's what Dennis looked like. Dennis looked mangy, okay? But he looked hurt. He did look hurt seeing her tear up in that moment. Okay, not Dennis being a better actor than than Mike and Sway. All right. So she's just like, why would you bring this ring back? So she says in her confessional, in a perfect world, she would love to get back with Dennis. But there's a side that happens when they're together, and she doesn't want Pilar to experience that. She claims that Pilar has never been in a toxic household. Okay. I mean, look, I don't know. I'm not in her household. I don't know what it was between her and Simon. I still don't think we know why she left Simon and filed for divorce. Do we? Why exactly did she decide to file for divorce from Simon? But okay. She also claimed last season that Pilar is hurt that Simon wasn't responding to Pilar when she was reaching out to him, and he hasn't reached out to her. Isn't that toxic? I'm just saying. I don't know if we can't take everything that Porsha says at Porsha's word, because I'm like, okay, I'm not in your home, so I can't say that it's a toxic situation. But at the same time, like, how do we know that some of your relationships, like the one with Simon, wasn't kind of toxic to her? Okay. All right, fine. So then Porsha makes a joke. She's like, you and your tight pants and your ankle huggers. So he starts pulling his pants like, what are you talking about? So as she's walking him out, she's like, why'd you bring this? Take that ring. I feel like this was a scheme that Porsha, the producer, set up. Okay. She says that the ring is triggering to her. And then she flips out. I don't know who she's flipping out on. I don't know if she's flipping out on her assistant. I don't know if she's flipping out on production. She's like, did y'all know he was going to bring this ring here? So they're breaking the fourth wall. We see the cameraman. She hugs her assistant. She's like, I don't know what to do here, her assistant says. So she says that the ring is triggering to her. And I'm not saying that it can't be. I'm not saying that her situation with Dennis can't still be triggering to her. I just don't believe it when we see so many examples of Porsha not being authentic on this show when it comes to her own personal storyline. And then I go back to what Shamia said about Porsha not being real on camera, and that they would have to pay her more, even though she's paid the most on this cast. So that was a big, beautiful ring. Big, beautiful ring. Miss Mel Match, I said, I think production. I said what I said this was real. Okay. Porsha, get out of the comment section. I know you're here. Oh, Lord. All right. Let's get to the caller so I can get out of here. Guys, we've already been live over 2 hours and 13 minutes. If you're a part of the replay crew, be sure to let me know your thoughts, opinions, and just reactions to this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't forget, we'll be talking about hot topics like this one and more during the Kempire After Dark live show coming back to New York City September 25th at the Green Room 42. Get your tickets today. Ticket information will be available in the description, or go to the Green Room's website, put my name in, and makes it easy. But if you can't come to New York City, live stream tickets are available. Meet and greet tickets are available. Again, get your tickets today. KempireAfterDarkLive.com/NYC. All right. And don't forget, guys, it is Pride Month. Ooh, we're raising money for the center here in New York City. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. And we are nowhere near our goal. We're not even halfway near our goal, and we're halfway through the month. Last year, our incredible community raised over $6,000 for the center here in New York City. Let's get to $3,000 this week. Let's get to $3,000. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. If you go to any of our last couple of videos, there's a donation link. If you're watching a replay of this, it'll be available somewhere around here under the chat. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Bum, 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 bum. BY says, hi, Porsha. Welcome to Kempire's Live. Kiana says he did write in his IG caption, this was a hard moment. He did look. I have to say, I do believe that for him, this is real. For Porsha, I don't think so. I don't think so. I posted the call-in link on the post tab. Okay. And if you are on Twitch, I'll drop the call link for you guys before I drop anywhere else. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Once we get to 1,000 likes, I'll drop the call-in link for everyone. All right. Oh, hey, Lakia. Lakia says, hey, Kempire, I've just been listening and laughing, forgot to speak. It's okay. I know y'all watching in the bushes, including the cast. Okay, Fruit and Thing says, Kempire, remember to talk about Nene's ex. Oh, thank you. Oh, and thank you. And I literally have the photos. Please, hold on, rewind. We almost forgot to talk about something. What happened at the 80s skating party. So at the 80s skating party, Drew recalls at an event that her makeup artist or someone's like, oh, you need to start dating again. So Pinky invites Terry, this guy that she met at this event, to come to the skating event. I saw Terry and I said, they just keep recycling the men here in Atlanta, because I knew who exactly Terry was. I said, Terry is the guy that Nene was. Remember, there was rumors about Nene dating different people. Okay. But Terry is the guy that Nene was laid up in the bed with. Shout out to Neighborhood Talking, the Jasmine brand. Okay. Y'all see this man and y'all want to call him a stud, and not that kind of stud. Y'all talking about, ooh, like Sway kind of stud. Okay. So I thought to myself, like, wait, isn't that the guy that was laid up with Nene? They just be recycling the men in Atlanta. Drew, stay away from that man. Stay away from that man. Please. I'm glad we barely got anything from him. I didn't like the way he was looking at Drew. Drew was like, here go my roster. No, I need Drew to be with someone that is probably not from Atlanta. It's just coming through Atlanta and he lives somewhere else. Drew, do not mess with any of these men. Please and thank you. I was like, that's the same man that Nene was laid up in the bed with. Y'all remember this? That's the same guy that was with Drew. Same guy. Y'all see that? The same man. Again, I might have to do an emergency live and come down to Atlanta and save the women of Atlanta. This is what y'all got? This is what he finally got on Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right. Wave Key says Drew surrounds herself with clout chasers, so he may be her type. I don't need Drew to do that in this portion of her life. I need her to get it together. I need her to choose wisely. Please and thank you. Choose wisely. All right. All right. Let's get to our calls. We have a long line already of members backstage. Members, I'm giving you 30 seconds. Okay, just because we already have a long line of people backstage. Again, please keep in mind, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Everything that they say is alleged, and they agree to abide by the timer. Okay? All right. Let's get to the callers. Let's bring... and do you guys see the preview for next week? In part of the preview for Real Housewives of Atlanta's next week's episode, it seems like the issues between... between Shamia and K Michelle are going to come up, because Shamia's just like, what's wrong with me and K? Because Pinky brings up the conversation she had with K Michelle about what went down at the club. All right. I know. Hey, Dr. Jen says that cesspool is yuck. Damn. Two MYT says, I thought Porsha said ankle monitor. No, not ankle monitor. She said ankle huggers or something like that. All right. Lee's back. They're going to bring Lee up first. Lee, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hey, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to say that I know there's been some like controversy about Pinky being on the show because she's dealing with the bankruptcy of it all.
Mm,
But honestly, I think it's just like her real life. And to be honest, she is showing us what it's like to be a high profile in Atlanta. She's brought on Maury Povich. She has a national brand, Slutty Vegan. I know about it in New York.
mm-hmm.
So who else? Montel Jordan and Notori Naughton, like those are pretty, and at least in Black culture,
Mm-hmm.
those are pretty big names.
Yep.
So I do think that she's a perfect housewife along with Angela. She always brings it. And I actually am really enjoying this season. And I really do hope that in this Scotland trip, or I think Ireland, wherever they're going,
Scotland.
um, I really do hope that we get to see what this beef is with Porsha and Shamia. I
Mm,
feel like we know, but once we get clarity, then I think it'll all make sense in the end, because right now it's kind of hard to pick a side,
mm,
or not even pick a side, to even follow the storyline, because we don't know anything.
mm.
So yeah, so I'm excited to hear about that.
Okay. Thanks, Lee, for calling in.
Okay, talk soon. Bye bye.
Bye. All right. Let's bring up Amina next. Hold on. Amina, are you there?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Shout out to sports. Go team. Um, so Kelly's watching Kelly's like watching a car crash in slow motion. It's really sad and depressing, but not in an entertaining way. But it's also really difficult to connect to it and feel empathy because she's so inauthentic outside of those scenes. So her lack of authenticity becomes a barrier to connecting to those sad parts. So I don't feel sad. I'm just like, this is depressing. I just want to fast forward. I don't want to watch it. Like, really, you're homeless, not toothless? I can't. Shamia's gesture also I felt was calculated. I don't think it was being kind. I think she wanted to be perceived as kind, and she wanted to humble brag, like, "Oh, this is one of my properties, my investment properties." Like, whatever Shamia claims Porsha is, Shamia is. I think they're two birds of the same feather or whatever. Yeah,
Mm.
that's it. And
Wow.
this episode was good because there was no K Michelle.
There was K. Michelle.
Oh, was there? Was there?
Yes, there was the scene with her and Pinky where she talked about being in the club with Shamia.
Oh yeah, crazy Shamia mom. Okay.
Thanks, Amina. Take care. She said, I mean, there was very little of K. Michelle in this episode. I'll say that. All right. Miss Bernice is backstage. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Congratulations, you Knicks fans. What up, though, my baby? How y'all doing?
I'm well. How are you?
What I got to say, when I was looking at the scene with Angela and her daughter Amari, Angela don't listen to learn. She listened to react. Because her daughter was trying to tell her how her feelings were, and Angela kept being dismissive.
Mm.
Well, that's not important. That's not important. We really need to talk to a counselor. If you're going to do the counselor the same way you're doing your daughter, you don't need to see a counselor. You need to see a counselor by yourself. Deal with your bull about your daughter.
Mm.
Portia could have used, since she want to have a baby, and she had difficulty, like some women do. She could have, her and Shamia, since Shamia went through surrogate, she could have used her like that, and we would have had a better storyline than two thoughts who outgrew each other, and now they're mad at each other.
Oh my God. Not two thoughts that outgrew each other. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's okay. But have a good one. I love you.
Thank you, Miss Bernice. We love you too.
Okay.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye. She said two thoughts that outgrew each other. Just for those that may have missed it. Maybe it went in and out for you. It didn't go in and out for me. She said two thoughts that outgrew each other. She's not interested in that storyline. Wow. All right. Angel's backstage. We're going to bring up Angel next. Angel, two thoughts that outgrew each other.
I know Miss Bernie's had me dying. I missed her so much. I'm glad she called in. And I'm glad you got your elephant. And do you love your Dolly shirt?
I didn't get that.
Oh no, I sent you a green Dolly shirt that says "I beg your pardon" to go with your green Poom Poom shirts from Banana Republic, so that when that
Was
billionaire
that
taps you on the shoulder, you can say "I beg your pardon, sir,"
what?
and then y'all conversation can go from there.
Wait, was it that sent separately?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
separately,
I
two
need to.
different vendors.
Oh, okay, I haven't gotten that. Right.
Okay. Ooh, they got sent the same day. I will check on that
Oh,
because
okay.
that is for your green Poom Poom shorts.
Oh, thank
But
you.
anyway. But anyway, okay, to the episode. Kelly is down bad, and she is like a living example of you get the energy you give out. And it's just all smacking her at once because she is so messy and it's just crashing down on her. And we all get to witness it on TV. And then, Angela, it is your responsibility as the parent to explain the different types of families to your children. You can't
Mm,
put that off on Amari. She can tag team after the fact, but y'all live in Atlanta. You're not fooling anyone but yourself. Them kids already know about different types of households. So wake up, Angela. And then, Portia, I know you have that deal with the network, but Lord, please no, we do not need no spinoff show with you and Dennis about co-parent therapy. We do not want it. Please and thank you.
nope.
That is not a storyline.
Nope.
That's it. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Angel. Take care. I want that damn T-shirt. Y'all know I love a good Dolly Parton T-shirt. All right, I'm gonna drop the call link for the general audience as well. All right, if you're a member of the channel, oh damn, all the members dropped out. What happened? What happened to well, not all the members. It was like packed backstage, and all of a sudden it dropped out. Like, what happened? All right, let me bring up Know the Queen. Know the Queen. You survived.
Glad I survived.
What's going on?
I wasn't even about to call in because I really don't have much to say about this episode. But then they started trying to gaslight you about Porsha and Shamia's friendship on this show. Their friendship dissolved on this show. Their friendship is looming over this season. Their friendship dissolving is directly impacting the social dynamics on this show. And the fact that they keep bringing up these super secret text messages shows that it is integral to the operation of this season. They need to share it, or they need to start behaving for the camera.
Thank you, Know the Queen. Because they made it seem like I was crazy. Like, they don't share everything on the show. But it's a part of the storyline. And like you said, they literally fell apart on the show.
And they are sharing it. They're just sharing the parts that make them look good enough. So either share the whole thing or play nice for the cameras and hate each other behind the scenes. Because we don't care that much.
Ooh. Thanks, Know the Queen.
Have a good one.
You too. All right. April Aries is backstage. April, what did you want to share?
Hi, good afternoon, Kempire.
Hey.
So I agree with no to the Queen that we need to know more about why they fell out. If we got bits and pieces of No Doritos and Kyle Richards on Beverly Hills, we need to know exactly what led to that moment. I think it was very lovely that all the ladies gathered around Angela for her moment, because I understand losing a mom, that pain never goes away. So that was very sweet of them to do that. And they get paid millions of dollars. So they should tell us what's going on. I'm not saying that they have to put everything out there, but if Pinky can bring her drama, Michelle can bring bits and pieces, even though that's a little bit fake too. It's like everybody else is working. So how come Shamia and Porsha can't do the same thing? And one last thing, I would have told Dennis, you looking like a Ninja Turtles from the 80s and the 90s. Don't you dare come in my room or my house with this ring talking about what I need to do and what I don't need to do. What you need to do, stop dressing like a YN. Have a good day, Kempire.
Thanks, April. I feel like I've seen YNs look way better than Dennis. Just saying. All right, let's bring up. There's something going on with we're in the shadow period for Mercury retrograde. So I think tech-wise, people are having issues backstage. It's okay, y'all. I'm here. Hold on. Let me bring up Kathy. Kathy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I wasn't going to call in because I really don't have much to say. But I will say that I think the scene with Dennis is the only time I see a real emotion from Porsha. I don't feel like that was made up. He brings out the side of her that she wants to hide. So I see that. And also I wanted to bring in a comment about Shamia and her mother. I had a moment of deja vu from my own experience. I had a best friend, love her dearly. She's my child's godmother. And one day we normally meet up at her aunt's house for a Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But this time was different. They had some chanting music on. My friend had an axe on her hand. She was jumping.
Wait, no. Keep going. Wait, what?
The aunt dragged me into the circle, was turning me around, took an egg.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. What in the exorcism? What?
Yeah, and these are people I knew for a long time. And I was from that moment I had bad dreams. I'm very spiritual myself, so
from that moment you had bad dreams?
I was having bad dreams and bad things started to happen to them. But one of the things that stood out, what the aunt said, was it feels as if my friend was going back telling her stories about me. And there was a sense of jealousy, a sense of, oh, you moved to just Jersey to follow this. And they're Jamaican and stuff. I'm from the islands too. So it was a lot of different stuff. And I was a nurse and all these things that was talking about me. And I was thinking about Shamia and her mother. And it's like, Shamia goes back and says a lot of things to her mother. And that is why the mother was praying with Kay. But Kay, Michelle, and anyone being around Shamia should be careful, because that friend taught me how to be careful of people who you think are your best friends. They smile with you, but they're chatting behind your back and not wishing good for you. And the bad dreams that I started to have actually started to affect her, because that same aunt house burned down the following few months. It happened in September. A fire happened in the house the end of October. Her father suddenly got sick after a ambulatory surgery. And then the following year, I went to the house, her mother's house was on fire. And I was just like,
and this is like a childhood friend?
I can't be friends with this girl no more.
And this was a childhood friend?
Yes, from high school.
And when did you guys stop being friends? Because I'm assuming you stopped being her friend.
So my daughter was born in 2006. So 2007, this happened in Labor Day. And I'm a loyal friend. Oh, I'm a loyal friend. So I try to stay in the friendship. But when the incident happened at the mother's house, and the sister told me to be careful because she has a candle in your name, and I was like, it's time for me to exit left. I did try again because I missed my friend, but it was just like,
you'll be strong.
Too bad energy. So I stopped being friends with her. That was 2007 to 2008 with the house, with the mother. So I stopped talking to her for a while. And then we reconnected sometime in 2012. And then I realized she's the same person, because certain things started to come up in similar friend circle. And I was like, this girl is, I don't know what it is, because I have nothing bad to say about her. I love her. But there's some type of jealousy. There's something there. And I feel like Shamia I don't like Porsha too much, but I feel when I was watching this, Shamia has probably bad mouth or talked bad about her friends to her mother. And that's probably what caused more of their breakdown. That's my thought from my own experience.
I'm still stuck on your experience.
I know. And I know this is my first time sharing. Well, I share it with people in my circle, but
yeah.
That's why I'm not saying no name.
Did you do like a cleanse?
Oh, I'm protected. And I remember telling her aunt that, I said, I'm protected. And her aunt said, oh, she knows. It was just weird. It was a lot of weird stuff, but I'm protected. I pray up. I'm very spiritual. I keep my crystals. I burn my inside. My dad passed away. And my dad, before he died, he used to always say to me, be careful your friend. You know how the people from the island said, be careful your friend, be careful the company you keep. Mm-hmm. And I used to just like, after my father died, which my father died 2004, a lot of things started to show up. That's how I know the angels are watching. Even though they physically leave the world, spiritually they're there, because every friend he warned me about, I am not friends with them this day.
Wow.
Because things started to happen, and that was one of them.
Wow.
But yeah, so I just had that moment. I was like, Shamia, I don't know about Shamia and her mama. Kay needs to go cleanse because she already got bad energy around her. She's a
Oh, so that's what you think. Oh, okay. Okay.
She already have a lot of stuff around her, so to have that touching her,
prayed up in the club.
She's going to get even more paranoid because she's already paranoid. So she needs to disconnect from that bad energy Shamia has carried around her. Because I don't think she's jealous, but there is something, and this is one thing I realized when it comes to certain things. There's something that people have that people want, but they can't attain because it's natural. Like Porsha has a natural something about her that captures
magnetism,
charisma.
charisma.
Yes. So it's like you're jealous of that. Drew, I think there's a jealousy there of Drew too. It's something there. Even though Drew has a lot of mess going on, she still has things that's going good for her. But to me, the life she has, she shouldn't want someone else's life or identity. She has a good life unless she's really not happy with the life she has. I don't
ding,
know.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
All right, Kathy, I got to let you go, but
Okay.
damn. Damn. All right. Thanks, Kathy. Wow. I just off that story alone, I'm going to be burning some sage after this live. And I'm not only prayed up, I got crystals in my pocket. Y'all think I play because there's so many energies looking at me and sending bad juju. Like, as I said to you before, there are people that watch me that don't like me. So I'm all prayed up. I got all kinds of protection around me. I just picked up my big tourmaline crystal that I have here sitting on a selenite plate, so it's always charged up. I don't play with y'all, but that's crazy. They done spun her in a circle and put an egg on it. There ain't no way. If I walked in and I saw music and stuff like that, I'm like, ooh. And the way my sensitivity to how intuitive I am, I would have walked into that house and knew already and would have walked out. Would have walked right on out. That's crazy. Everybody cleanse your house today. Just saying. And it was a new moon yesterday. OMG. Okay, let me get to a Virgo. Keith.
Hey, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Look, I mean, after that story, I don't know how good I am.
Exactly. But first, I just want to say shout out to all my native New Yorkers, aka the one born and raised in New York.
Okay, J-Lo.
Yep, I'm on J-Lo's side with this one thing. She ate with that one thing. But also, I want to say, in Atlanta, dating for straight people is just hard because I swear you can throw a rock and find 10 people that's gay in Atlanta. It's really not that hard to find someone that's in the community. So my whole thing with Angelo, try to believe your kids are seeing gay people in school. All right, they're going outside, seeing gay people on the sidewalk. It ain't nothing that they haven't seen before. But also, I want to say Porsha was triggered by her engagement ring, but she's not triggered by living in the same home that was bought by her ex-husband. So you mean to tell me the engagement ring trigger you, but you sleeping in that bed that you were sleeping with him in doesn't trigger you? I don't believe anything Portia's saying. I feel like that was a whole Tubi moment. And lastly, I have to say, Kelly, please stop buying your fashions at Goodwill. And please, and I repeat, please stop showing off that dog that looks like a meth addict. I'm tired of it. That's it.
Damn. Thanks, Keith. Lethal. The Virgos are lethal. Okay. Let me bring up Keisha with an E. Keisha, what's going on?
Another Virgo's up.
Oh.
Hey, Kempire. And just FYI to all you Knicks fans, y'all won. We don't need to hear it no more. Anywho.
You gonna hear this until Juneteenth, okay? You gonna hear this. Look. Till Juneteenth.
I get it. I mean, it's been since, 1970 something, they said. So I get it. I understand. I pretty much should talk about that instead of this episode because I am bored. I am so bored. Like I used to be ready on Sunday nights with my popcorn and my drink ready, house chores done. I am ready to sit down and watch this show. Not now. I am really just coming for the reviews. I just come to hear what everybody has to say because I am not interested. I want to get back to maybe what people are doing a little. I do like what Pinky is doing kind of more with her storyline versus anybody else's because she is, showing her business, but everybody else is just kind of producing on her own. And I'm a little over it. So that's really pretty much all I have to say.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks, Keisha.
Have a good day.
Take care. All right. Let's play this out. Okay. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Keep liking the video if you're part of Replay Crew. Be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on some of the things that we said. How did you feel about this week's episode? Live chat. How would you rate this week's episode? And again, congratulations to the New York Knicks. My team, born and raised here in New York City. Born and raised. Okay, let me ask y'all a question. I posted on X. Shout out to X. I posted on X that Jay-Z and Alicia Keys need to clear their schedules and make sure they're at the ticker tape parade happening on Thursday. Some random person was just like, you can't be from New York if you want to hear that song. Excuse you? First of all, I can hear what I want to hear. Secondly, every party around the damn New York City tri-state area were playing Empire State of Mind. I want to hear that song. I want to hear Ja Rule's song. I want to hear every single New York song at this damn ticker tape parade, and they all should be there, including Lil Mama. Excuse you? And I'm like, I'm born and raised in New York. That's a fairly new New York song, but it's now become iconic and legendary. But anyway, Miss Brown Sugar says that random person sounds stupid AF. I agree. All right. I just thought that was so. I was like, what? All right. Everywhere in this. Oh yes, House of Dragons is coming back. Thank you for the reminder, Dr. Jen. When does it come back? This month? This week? Did I miss it? All right. Exactly. Miss Teach says the random person is an idiot. Exactly. All right. And I'd like to look, like I said, I want to hear Alicia and Jay-Z there, and I want to see Lil Mama come out. Lil Mama. Now, don't we understand New Yorkers? Now don't we understand what Lil Mama was feeling, why she got up on that stage? It took us how many years for us to fully understand that energy. Now, after the Knicks won, after 53 years of not winning, now we understand why she got up on that stage. Come on. Sidebar. In regards to being born in New York City, I know J-Lo said that, but J-Lo, that's giving a little MAGA. Because it goes back to the whole sense of like, you're not really American unless you're born here, blah, 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 blah. That's the energy it's giving. I don't believe that about New Yorkers. If you've been here a long time and you're not a gentrifier, right, and you're not trying to change New York to fit your perspective, then I think you can claim New York. That's what makes New York and this country a beautiful thing. It's the diversity here. So I don't. J-Lo saying that, people, J-Lo, they're questioning your meal order and your orange drink. So that's a whole other conversation. All right. All right. Oh, June 21st. Thanks, Dr. Jen. That's when it's back. So this weekend, next Sunday. I can't wait for House of Dragons, June 21st. All right. Exactly. The V-Light says, so Lil Mama was early. Not wrong. I think as a creative, what would be so hilarious, because I know Jay-Z and Alicia probably did not like that moment, but if they're going to perform, not to say that they are, but if they are going to perform, I think that it would actually be an iconic moment to have Little Mama come out and be a part of it. I just think that. But anyway, I've digressed. All right, let me get to the callers. We've been live for like almost 3 hours. So let me get to the rest of these callers. TJ's backstage. TJ, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I've been kicking so much with this review. It was so
Yay.
great. Not Lil Mama, but yeah, she should come out. And shout out to all the preciouses around the diaspora. And then about this filler episode, I think it was really good filler. And I'll give it an 8. And can we just talk about Shamia for a second? Have you noticed that every time the groups are separate, everybody has a different thing to say about Shamia that's concerning? Like, she should really be worried at the reunion. They are going to light her up. I think Kelly might be able to get away because Shamia has a lot on her plate to deal with. Between everybody, because even Cynthia's like, girl, are you sure you're not projected? Like, even Cynthia, and Cynthia is very neutral for most of the time. Even though people say she's picked a side, I feel like her giving was really smart of her. But now, Shamesi, Shalaya, I'm just,
Shamina.
I'm just, you know. I feel sorry for her really, and I hope she doesn't come back. But yeah, that's all.
Thanks, TJ. Take care. I just thought about that. The name Precious. I'm sure those of you from different countries in Africa, can you let me know? Is Precious a common name there? Maybe that's where Jamaicans get it from. Just saying, there's a lot of traditions that we have in the Caribbean that are rooted from the motherland. All right. Excommunicados backstage. Let's bring up Excommunicado. What did you want to share?
Sure. Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
And yeah, Precious is a very common name.
Oh, see.
Okay. Did we all skip how Drew lied and recreated the 3 sins that she tried to report to the group about? Because talking about Shamia was trying to talk about Porsha when you are the one who brought up Porsha, and Michelle said she didn't like you when she never said anything like that. And then Shamia left immediately. Michelle left. It all kind of made me feel like, oh, Drew keeps going back to report things the wrong way, and then sets little flyers everywhere. Because Angela was like, oh, Shamia, you keep talking about me in rooms that I'm not in. But in that conversation, Drew was the one who brought up the whole friendship thing, not Shamia. So that was kind of concerning to look at. Then Cynthia, I feel like Cynthia, she's trying to play the center, but she has picked a side. Because I noticed that she advocates for the other women when she's talking to Shamia, but when she's talking to the other women, she never advocates for Shamia. Because this week you are saying, oh, do you think it's the issues you have in your life and all of that? But and then when she was with Shamia last week, she was like, don't say this about Angela. But when Angela was talking about her marriage and her cheating and all of that, you were silent. So it kind of makes it seem like this center field that you're trying to play, you are playing it while swinging the ropes on the other side.
Okay. Thanks, Excommunicado. I see a lot of you are saying that Precious is a common name in Africa. Okay. All right. Nelly says Precious is very common in English-speaking countries in Africa. Wow. See, I knew there had to be some roots to it. Tish, thank you so much for shout out to our King's Guards. Tish, thank you for the $20 super chat. Let me shimmy. Motorboat. Tish says, I had to step away for a meeting earlier. Did we talk about how Kelly was calling Phaedra a fraud a few weeks ago? But now this week, because Phaedra helped her pro bono, she's saying that she always admired her. Kelly is not genuine. Oh, you're right. We were just talking about, you're right. Thank you for pointing that out, Tish. No, we did not talk about that. Because that is true. She was calling her a freaking fraud. Remember? So that's now all of a sudden she's your attorney. All right. Coco says, add that one. Kathy's call says, add that one to the top 10 caller testimonials. I mean, that might be in top 5. Don't y'all think? Kathy's call. That's crazy to me. And thank you so much. Gorgeous Nature says, hey, Kempire, you look so cute in your orange and blue. I really enjoying this live so much. In addition to the celebration of our Knicks win, I agree. Jay and Alicia should represent Yay Knicks. Right? Don't y'all? I think that would be an iconic moment for them to come out and perform that song. So I'm sure there's conversation. There's no way. If they do not perform that at the parade, we might not have another opportunity. And it's also the 250th anniversary of the United States. So this is perfect. Y'all see what's happening over there at the White House, though? That's a mess. That's a mess. All right. Pure Sunshine's backstage. We have a long line. Let me move on. Pure Sunshine, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How you doing today?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Let's break it down. Listen, if you burning sage, you better burn some frankincense and myrrh after that. But anyway, let me tell you, the thing with K. Michelle and Shamia. First of all, girl, I do not party with my mom, and I don't want to party with nobody else's mom either. That's supposed to be at the church. And another thing is, why are you telling her what your friends are saying? Something like you need loyalty to you. First of all, you was being loyal to your friends, you would have never even told K. Michelle that. And with K. Michelle, you already know that you got big enemies in Atlanta when you begged to come on this show. So you coming on to my people coming up against you, those ground was already set before you came up on the show. Then you got, I say, with Dennis and Porsha. I honestly believe that was real, even though he was wearing girly they call it slim girl jeans with his tight ankles. I would have took that ring and took it right to the pawn shop. And yes, I can see why Porsha saying the ring is triggering. You cheated on me with women and allegedly pets. Allegedly. And what else I can say is who says she's sleeping inside my bed? Simon bed might be in another room. So we can't say she's sleeping inside my bed. I'll keep the house too, because he was a scammer anyway. So he was a scammer that got scammed by the biggest scammer. And another thing, with Kelly, you remind me of Tierra Marie, girl. Are you an alcoholic? Because every time when you see Tierra Marie, her clothes was disheveled and she was drinking. And Kelly, you giving me the same energy that you're an alcoholic. Because nobody's walking around with a dog that's pink, that's fading, and looking like it got the mange. But that's all I got, Kempire. I love you. And
Thanks.
also with J Lo, girl, you cannot talk about nobody from New York when you made a movie trying to pretend like you was from Italy. So go on with Mister with us with that mess. But that's all I got, Kempire. Love you.
Thanks, Pure Sunshine. Well, we're not going to accuse people of being alcoholic because we're not experts in that. But I'm not going to hold y'all. And what I have in my brain right now, this is why Kempire After Dark is so necessary, because I'm not going to even say what I want to say right now in regards to Dennis. Get your tickets for Kempire After Dark, September 25th at Green Room 42. In-person tickets are even better because the tea that's spilled when we're not on stage sometimes is even better. Just saying. So go get your tickets, guys, today. Ticket information is available at KempireAfterDarkLive.com/NYC. That's KempireAfterDarkLive.com/NYC. All right. Let's bring up Elijah today. Elijah, where you been? Elijah, you're muted.
Hey, Kempire.
Hey, what's going on?
I've been working finally today.
Ooh, Elijah, you on a T-Mobile line?
Yeah, I'm on T-Mobile. Actually, how'd you know?
Because you're breaking up.
Damn, really bad. Okay, hold up. Let me see my Wi-Fi.
Are you at home? No, it's bad, Elijah. Elijah, drop out and call back in. Maybe it has to do that, not your Wi-Fi. Because everybody want to hear what you got to say, but we're not gonna be able to hear you. Yeah. All right, Camille, I see you in that kitchen. What you making me?
Gotta stay on track. I'm making a kimchi stew and a roast chicken for dinner.
Dinner's at Camille's house.
Yes. I was enjoying listening in, but as soon as that caller talked about energies, I had to call in because it is so true. I had a Wes, Amanda, Sierra type situation with a friendship. And looking back years prior, me and that ex-friend went to see like a medium, and that medium was telling me things about friendships and people that I tell things to, and how basically, there's someone close to you that's pulling strings in the background. And then looking back at all of the little comments that she used to say when I would vent to her about my relationship are it all comes full circle. So you really do have to be very careful with, even with friendships, what are they really saying to other people when you're not around? What do they really think of you? I have friends who I'm friends with two people and they may not get along, but what one tells me, another person won't hear. And I think that's what we're sometimes kind of seeing a little bit with Shamia, is where she's going back and saying things. And like, if you're friends with someone, you don't intentionally tell them things to hurt them.
Yeah.
So I want to go really deep into that ex Sierra situation, because I really want to hear what you would think of it and how I handled it. Now, mind you, this was like almost 15 years ago, so I have definitely grown. I've been in a 10-year committed relationship since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, you really have to be careful, especially with your friends, especially when you're going through things. What are the things that they're actually saying to you, and listen to the things that they would say. Like, she would say little things like, why is he doing this for you? Or why is he doing that? It's like, well, he's my man and he's supposed to. If a man wants to shower me with gifts, why would I say no?
Yeah.
Little things like that. So you do really have to be very protective of your energy. But yeah, I think that the going back to people and saying things, especially with, if you know that this woman has problems with people that you're friends with, Why would you say something like that to her? All my friends, so nobody here likes you, but I want to be your friend, so you have to be loyal to me. That's that's very manipulative.
Very.
So yeah, I want to be your friend, but everybody else doesn't like you. So
Mm-hmm.
I found it very interesting that she was even close to Shimia or was trying to develop a relationship because of her past with others. But yeah, that's what I had to say on the the episode. And definitely, guys, protect your energy,
Mm-hmm.
especially with your friends. Friends are very important. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my man. I don't want to burn
Well,
my
Camille, we
food.
gotta go. You over your time
But
anyway.
yes. Protect your energy. Be careful. Who's around you. And I cannot wait for the next episode.
Yes. Thanks, Camille.
Yes, thanks.
Take care. Yeah, Camille gonna have to call back in and tell us about that Sierra West Amanda story she got. We might have to do an impromptu dating live like midweek. We can't do it on Juneteenth. We'll be out yet, pum pum shorts and all. All right, let me see. Oh, Elijah dropped out. We'll go. Elijah, if you hear this, come back. All right, Kiana's backstage. Kiana, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, I think first and foremost, I think a lot of us who have followed Housewives from the beginning, we saw the authenticity of it because this is how it started. People's real lives, but as the show evolved, we really can't expect them to give us everything.
No.
Realistically, we just can't. And I think in terms of Shamia and Porsha, they've been friends since they were children. They know almost everything about each other. And, when friendships break up, that's almost like a relationship with a spouse or something.
Yeah.
You mourn it and it hurts. And I really don't think that we need to take pleasure in their trauma or their pain. I really don't want to see that. I kind of miss the lightheartedness of Housewives. They get together. They can coexist and not have to tell us everything that went down that broke their friendship up.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't need to know that, And I think that, we're never going to get a season 6 again. We're not going to get that dynamic. We're not going to get that because those particular characters, quote unquote, don't exist anymore. We have a new crew, a new crop of girls. And also I just want to say this. I've been in New York since I was 10 months old. I am now 50, almost 51.
You're not a New Yorker.
Listen, I've been here longer than most have been born.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, J-Lo, listen, you called it an orange drink instead of quarter water. Hello? Who's a New Yorker? All right. And I'm from Queens. So listen.
And you sound like it too.
But I love you, Kempire. I'll be back on the next.
Thanks, Kiana. You coming to my live show?
I'm going to try. Is it September?
September 25th.
I'm supposed to have surgery. I have to have brain surgery.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm trying to push it to the end of the year.
Well, no, you didn't take care of your brain.
I know, but there's a couple of things I want to do before then because I'm going to be down for a minute.
Oh,
and I just want to be able to, a little bit of normalcy until that happens.
Well,
so
come to the
I'm
Kempire
going to
After
try
Dark.
my best.
Look, come to the Kempire After Dark live show.
I will.
Thanks,
I
Kiana.
promise.
Take care.
Thank you, Kempire. Big hugs.
Bye. New York. That's a New Yorker right there. All right. Okay, there goes Elijah. Elijah, what's going on?
Kempire, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yes. Okay. Thank God. Yeah, you really clocked my T-Mobile Wi-Fi for real. That's crazy. Which actually, I was thinking about moving to Verizon, but especially after this, I'm gonna have to move because this is crazy. I just got dragged from my T-Mobile, but it's been a minute. What I have to say is this: basically, I want to say I really am enjoying the show. I feel like I'm enjoying the dynamic, especially of the better group. I think we all know who I'm talking about. And I'm joking, but I like the group of Drew, Phaedra, Porsha, Cynthia, and Angela. I like the dynamic because I think they're very the way they move and the way they joke and all that is very reminiscent of a time before. And obviously I know we're not going for those times. I know those that has passed, but I think that they have that chemistry where they can bounce off of each other. The whole Morse code thing with Ralph was crazy. Doing all that stomping, what I mean is in that basement is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I would say. And then this whole thing about Kelly's outfit, to me, I've seen people do thrifting at Goodwill and they come up with something better. So
Yeah.
I think that it's not only just good, it's not it's worse. You know what I'm saying? It's worse. I don't know how you get worse, but it is. And I think the whole thing about her moving into Shamia's townhouse is kind of crazy. And I don't know how that's gonna pan out for her because I think that like with especially with the girls on the show, the whole business thing or like stuff like that, like that's for real, for real. Like that's not just fake friend stuff. That's real stuff right there. And you gotta be careful with that, you know? And then Shamia, I never seen it before, but I could really completely understand if Shamia was jealous of Portia because Portia, even though yes, she's been with other guys and whatever, what have you, and they've given her things like Simon, I think that even without them, she was still famous. She still had attention. She still had two businesses. She had what Shamia really is saying she wants right now. She wants to be in movies. She wants to have her businesses. She wants to sing, even though Portia didn't do the whole singing thing. But regardless,
She
you know,
tried
like I
though.
could see how she would be jealous. Yeah, and I could just see how she would have a problem with that. But yeah, so I just, I do personally want to know what happened. I mean, and that's just me. I know it's a little messy, but I would like to know because I feel like, I never like this stuff off camera. Same thing Kim Michelle's doing. And Shamia is really crazy, and I think she is the true villain, okay? Because how you going to tell somebody that, oh, my friends don't want me to be friends with you? Why? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? And if K Michelle can't wake up and see, like, who really is for her and who really is not, then I'd say let her just go for all for it. And then when Shamia comes and turns back around and does something fake to her, I don't want to see her crying again. That's all.
Damn. A cold-blooded Elijah. All right. Thanks so much, Elijah, for calling in. All right. Let me bring up D. Nicole. D. Nicole, what did you want to share?
Hey, can you hear me?
Ooh, it's coming in and out a little bit. T-Mobile?
Huh? I can't hear you. I
Oh,
just dropped out so many times.
you sound like a robot, but you can't even hear me.
Can I come back or? Okay, thank you. Hold on.
Someone in the chat says Kempire's not gonna get no T-Mobile endorsement. You know what? Anyway, Doris says yes. I'm from Ghana, and Precious is very common. It's very common in our country. I saw a couple people say that about Ghana. Miss Foodie says, duly noted, Kev. I will circle back with my dentist question on September 25th. Please do, Miss Foodie, because I will forget by then. Cece said T-Mobile Part 2. It's okay. We'll get back to D. Nicole. All right. Miss Sharon's back. Say, Miss Sharon, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm still recovering from Saturday night. Yep. I partied along with the New Yorkers.
Thank you.
I played basketball. I dunked. I ran. I coached. I did everything.
Wow.
Trying to get them to win. But I just had to call and let you know, OG, did you know he was from Jefferson City, Missouri?
No.
That's where I'm from right now. He used to play for the Jays.
Wow. I have to say, I'm still not over his play, the winning play on what was it, Game 4. I'm still not over that.
I know. I saw that and I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't believe that either. But yeah, he's from Jeff City. He wasn't born in Jefferson City. His father came from England. I forgot what part.
Okay.
And he taught at Lincoln University. That's how they came over here.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I remember he has a brother, and I think I remember him playing in this little park in Jeff City all the time. And I think his father was kind of strict on those boys. He didn't let them do too much, But yeah, he came from Jeff City, and I'm surprised he didn't play for Mizzou because Mizzou and Jeff City has some kind of ties. I don't know what it is. And they try to get you to go to Mizzou and play ball. But I am so happy that he didn't, that he went on to Indiana and played basketball. But I just had to call and let you know, Jeff City was in the house.
Okay.
Represented.
Okay. Thanks, Miss Sharon.
Yep. All righty. Bye-bye.
Take care. I love that. All right. All right, we have a couple. Let me try Miss D. Nicole again. Hold on. D. Nicole, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
No.
Oh my God.
Somebody try T-Mobile? No.
Hold on.
Testing. One. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, we're going to drop you out. All right, let's bring up Tyler. Tyler, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. I want to start by this. You must don't know about Lil Mama's homophobic rants. and saying that she's going to start a heterosexual committee or something. Yeah, we don't want her to pop out anywhere. Seek help. But as far as the Real Housewives of Atlanta goes, what I will say is, I'm gonna be honest, I may be on the opposing side. I don't think that it was appropriate for Shamia to say that to K Michelle because K Michelle is kooky, but I don't think she meant any harm by that. Shamia just does not rely her message clearly. Like it's like she doesn't land it right. I think what she was trying to say is, you've had issues with some of my friends and they may not want me to be close to you, but I hope that we stay in a good place and that doesn't interfere. That say it right, Shamia. As far as the show goes, I want people to pay very close attention, because I say this again, I love Cynthia and I love her being a friend, but she is a Pisces. Sorry to you Pisces. You all are loyal to whoever you are around at that, whoever they are around at that moment, they are loyal to. Cynthia is not doing she's doing a good job on the show, like better than some of the peach holders, but it's very clear who you're siding with. And that's the problem. Like, if you're gonna be the peacemaker, be the peacemaker. Do what Pinky did. Like, be the peacemaker. I'm just saying, because it's like you don't have this smoke for Porsha and them, and then both you and Drew both kind of lied, because Shamia was not the one who brought up Porsha. You all are bringing her up. So I want to be clear there. But other than that, this episode was actually good, and I'm gonna be honest, I really do not want this cast to change. I think maybe next year, maybe whoever doesn't perform well, because it's like they're just getting their judge, and I think changing it will mess it up. I really do. Let's keep it, unless somebody absolutely does not want to return. Let's keep the same cast one more year and then kind of let them go their ways if they do. But that's all for me.
Okay, thanks, Tyler. All right, let's try D Nicole one more time on her T-Mobile. D Nicole, you're muted. D Nicole, I'm assuming you can't hear me, D Nicole. Well, maybe next week, D Nicole. All right, Audrey, what did you want to share on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Audrey, you're muted. Audrey, where are you, Audrey? Audrey, is there a delay? Uh-oh. You're muted, Audrey. Okay. Audrey, are you there? No? All right. That's my sign to go. Look, that's my sign to go. It must be the shadow period for Mercury retrograde. Things are not working, all right? I want to thank everyone that sent in the super chat, sent in a Venmo, a Cash App, all that good stuff. Those of you that are taking advantage of our sponsors, don't forget you can get 15% off premium with our friends over at MyFitnessPal. Links are available in the description. You can also get 20% off right now with our friends over at Bowl & Branch. More information on all of our sponsors, including our Pride merch and our Juneteenth merch, are now available at houseofkempire.com. Links are available in the description. Thank you to our Kings Guards for holding us down. Thank you to our channel members. Become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. Join our mailing list at thekempire.com/join. And don't forget, the Kempire After Dark Live show, September 25th, is happening in New York City. Get your tickets today so I can talk about Dennis and all these other people. Okay? You catch says, Kempire, when you get this T-Mobile sponsorship, we won't be able to throw shade anymore. You're right. Shh. Okay. And we go, look, that's exactly what the commercial is going to sound like. Shh. No, that's going to mean we're going to get our Verizon Fios sponsorship and Verizon Wireless sponsorship. All right. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed our recap. Don't forget, you can hear this recap on the Kempire podcast. All right. So subscribe today. I will see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday Takeover, maybe. We'll see. We'll be talking about Real Housewives of Rhode Island and some other hot topics. So make sure you guys are subscribed to us on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast as well. And happy Pride. Don't forget, we're still raising money for the center here. We're not even at 2,000. I know as a community, we can do this. If you're sharing this love, we had 2,000 people in here. If we had each one of you donate $1, it would go a long way. All right. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. Those of you watching replay, it should be somewhere under the live chat, somewhere here. All right. Donate what you can or share our video so other people can donate as well. Thank you all for being here. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.